slide out.
Got Tim and Danny tonight.
Reynolds is just going to lean his way out of the
You
shot.
didn't bring me in it.
Right.
I told you.
Dude, you're right there.
Where?
Look at you.
Oh, what up?
Look at your face.
What up?
All right, what up? All
Oh,
right,
look at me. I look so good.
there we go.
Bring
There
us
we
in,
go.
boss
All right,
man.
here we go. All right, guys,
Appreciate
welcome
it, buddy.
to the Thursday night edition of the live. Each and every one of you that will be watching tonight or at a later date on YouTube. If you're, we've been having a lot of fun already. If you watch this on YouTube, make sure you click that subscribe button, hit the like, click the bell for the notification so that anytime we have any future content, you will be made aware of it. And again, follow us on Facebook at Fish North Georgia on the regular page and on the group page. The group page is more interactive, and of course, you can get us on Instagram and all that good stuff. So, come on, Ryan, get in here. Look at that.
Hang on, I gotta fix the chair.
So Ryan is going to join us now. We got a great episode for you guys tonight. Ryan's been working right up until the bell to start.
He has.
He has. He's been doing that. We're going to take care of some business. Going to
That
welcome.
shirt is really green.
It is a very green shirt. So going to welcome a new sponsor tonight, and we really do appreciate this. So this episode of the Livewell is brought to you by Rachel Collins.
Ryan, point at the sponsor.
Yeah, point at the sponsor. Right, you see this nice new. I was going to say billboard banner right there. Anyway, yeah, look at that. We're doing it. Rachel Collins with 400homes.com. If you're looking to sell your home or buy a home, Rachel is the one that you want to use. She is now the official realtor of the Livewell in Fish North, Georgia. She services from Alpharetta up to the Tennessee line. And what's pretty cool about Rachel is she's one of us. She's an angler just like one of us. Actually, when she was upstairs today, we were talking about some fishing that she's going to be doing and trying to give a few tips. But guys, seriously, if you're in the market, you definitely need to give her a call. Give her a call at 770-310-0599, or you can email her at rachelcollinsrealtor@gmail.com. We will be running a banner across the bottom during the show. And tell her that, you heard about her on the Livewell, and let's support one of our own like that. And we really appreciate her support of the show and look forward to an outstanding working relationship. So again, Rachel Collins with 400homes.com. You guys will not be disappointed. So definitely appreciate that. It's good to have good sponsors like that. She was willing to step up. And so let's give her some business. All right, guys, again, we got the Mega Live imaging here that's being raffled off on Easter night, 8 p.m. All proceeds are going to go help the Virtue Recovery Home in Cartersville. It's an addiction center. Guys, it's a great legitimate cause, and we hope that you will help us support that. The goal is to raise $5,000 for the center. You can purchase raffle tickets at the store. Okay, one ticket is $20. You can get 5 for, what did we come up with? Was it 60? I didn't forget. I think it's $60. You can get 7 for $100. I think that's correct. I'm not 100% sure. It will. Yeah, there you go. Right there on the screen right there. So, again, guys, another great cause that we try to help out our community with. So, Ryan, what are we doing? Tell your wife we're on air.
She said, I love you.
All right. Did she say, well, I love you too? All right. So there you go. So, again, tonight, the question of the week, about halfway through the show, if you want to win 2 of Jim Farmer's custom painted spy baits in his emerald color, we got them up there. They're really good looking baits. And am I missing anything, Mr. Sheffield?
I don't think so.
On announcements? Did I get it so far?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I think you hit everything.
You think I hit everything? Are you comfortable there, Fluke Master?
I'm happy. Master.
Who is?
Who is a? If anybody ever watches our Fluke Master video, he gets very comfortable when he does like that. So anyway, hello to all y'all. If you're watching,
See my skinny legs.
that's right. If you're watching on what's up, Sal? If you're watching on Facebook, okay, tonight, unless you want to be known as Facebook user in our comment section right there, go to StreamYard.com/Facebook and enter your name right there. Can Tim talk about his feelings? We might get into Tim's feelings. We got a couple of good hammers on the show tonight. So yeah, right there. So I don't know.
I'm
Facebook
kitchen hammer.
That's right. Facebook user, put your name in there so we can know you and you don't stay anonymous. So anyway, guys, listen, got a great little group here tonight. Got Justin Reynolds, and he's been on the show before, and he's say hello.
Hey, guys.
Is that Goldberg? That's right. Goldberg in the house. The Goldberg's in the house. So we got Justin. He's been on here.
Tonight.
That's right. And
Does look a bit like Gold.
he does. He's got that. I knew him when he had hair. And of course, Tim Wyatt is in the house.
Kevin Thornton right there.
Tim,
Did y'all
look at the
finish the
mic and
fried
say,
chicken?
"Who's next?"
Did y'all finish the fried
Who's
chicken?
next?
There
Very
you go.
much love.
Actually, we've been eating on that
Very
fried
much
chicken
love.
right there. So we
But
did
he's a Facebook user.
Yeah.
We don't know who
What?
he
It's
is.
Kevin Thornton.
Kevin Thornton. So we know that. So yeah, the chicken has been a
There's only like 3 pieces left.
we've been eating some fried chicken here at the store today. So absolutely, guys. And what we're going to talk about tonight is we're going to talk about some of the electric only reservoirs here in North Georgia. And I know a lot of people, they'll hear electric only reservoir and they'll think, small lake. Guys, these lakes fish like some of the big lakes. There's not a lot of difference. If you take the docks, take the dock game out, that's about the only difference in a lot of these things.
The
So
bigger largemouth.
Dock,
bigger,
jet
you will
skis,
catch, jet skis and all that.
sailboats,
Sailboats, yeah.
Fast
So
boats.
that's it.
cabin cruisers.
Cabin cruisers.
Yeah.
Really, the only thing you really have to compete with is, and I'm not
Still
talking about kayak anglers. We're talking about the general kayak user. You know, the orange Armada that comes through
I feel like
every once in a
The
while.
Through where?
the
Between you
Skittles.
and the bank?
Between you and the bank, Tim.
Between you and the bank, the Skittles Rainbow.
That's right. That is exactly right. So we're going to talk about some of these, and I have fished with these guys and against these guys, and they're two of the best. I know they're modest, but they're two of the best, most consistent anglers. Now, I'm not just saying electric only, but anglers that I know. And so we're going to break down some of these lakes tonight, and pay attention to some of this stuff, because a lot of the stuff we talk about you can use on these bigger lakes and stuff like that. We're gonna actually talk about 3, maybe 4 lakes here in the North Georgia area. We're going to talk about Hickory Log in Canton. I know it's got the reputation of, a lot of people call it Dinkery Log. Dinkery Log, but the reality of it is there's some big bass in Hickory Log. Big crappie in it too if you know how to fish it.
I can't catch any of those big bass.
Yeah, I don't want to hear that. We're going to talk about the mighty Latham, and it's on its rebound up over here, about 7 miles from the store here. And we're going to talk about Rocky Mountain PFA, and these two guys, they know that lake as good as anybody. And if we have time, we'll get into hard labor, but it is a little farther south for us in this area. But again, one of the best lakes in North Georgia, and I consider North Georgia basically, I know it might be sacrilegious, but making up right there. So
Quality H2O.
quality H2O. So, and listen, you guys, a lot of you guys get Justin to talk about frog fishing. We're definitely going to get into that when we can.
Oh, wow.
Old Hickory Log, there's always a fleet out there. Absolutely. I can remember when COVID started, being about, I don't know, maybe 700-800 yards up in the S turns from the boat ramp, and I just see a sea of orange coming. And I'm like, what in the world's going on? And they just kept coming and coming and coming. So Walmart did some brisk sales of those orange kayaks during that time. So, but anyway, guys, listen, seriously, these lakes fish really good. There is some of the best bass fishing in Georgia on these lakes. If you hit it right, you know what you're doing. So in your questions tonight, make sure you throw the questions out for these guys, and for Ryan too. Ryan fish Lanier. I mean, I know we'll get a little Lanier question here every once in a while. So, oh man, yeah, come on, you're covering your beautiful face there, Ryan. There we go, Mutombo. So anyway, we're gonna get right on it. First, I'm gonna let you kind of tell a little bit about yourself there, Tim. I'm gonna put you on the spot. Who you fishing with right now?
Right now,
And the clubs that you're fishing with?
fishing with Electric Elites, fishing West Georgia Solos. Was gonna be fishing with North Georgia John Boat Anglers, but due to wind postponement and lack of people showing up to the actual first tournament after that, they decided to make all of those open. So fishing with 2 or 3 different clubs.
2 or 3 different clubs. All right, and Justin, what are you doing this year? I know you fish with Tim in the Elites.
Yeah, we're fishing at least together, and I am fishing EBO with Josh
Adams, right there, yeah.
And that's really all I'm doing. I fished the first solo tournament. It just wasn't a huge show out.
Yeah.
A
So
lot
I
of those
figured-
tournaments and EBOs, I think, stack on top of each other.
Yeah, so I kind of I went with EBO, and
I got you. Okay, so there you
yeah.
go. I know that, of course, ever since we started fishing North Georgia, we've kind of been in touch with you guys and fished that. So I know you know these lakes. If you guys have been following the Fish North Georgia group page, you will see pictures by these two guys periodically with some monster bags out there. So they catch big fish. They know how to catch big fish. Ryan here, he had a great day Sunday on Lanier. What'd you weigh in?
17.5 pounds.
17.5 pounds on Lanier, a largemouth.
Yes.
Primarily like that. So I'm surrounded by three guys that know how to fish. Unfortunately, I'm the odd man out, so I'm going to ask all the questions.
Had a
tonight.
better day Tuesday.
He had a better day Tuesday. I was supposed to go. So,
Missed it.
yeah, lakes that are just the right size to not get swamped by pleasure boaters. And that's exactly right. And I mean, there's a lot of these lakes scattered all across the state. They're becoming more popular, especially with the water wars that we've kind of had with Alabama and Florida. The main purpose of these lakes is water storage. And the first one we're going to talk about tonight's Hickory Log. And it and Latham, what a lot of people don't understand is those two lakes are privately owned. Okay, so they're not public lakes. They allow you to fish in it. But both of those lakes, when there's a gauge, I think, and I might be saying this wrong, but there's a level down on the Etowah and Canton. And when that river drops, when the Etowah drops, that's when they start letting water out of Latham and out of like Hickory Log and stuff like that. It's to help regulate the water so that they can pull water. Hickory Log is fed by a creek, and I forget the name of it, but it's also water can be pumped back from the Etowah into Hickory Log and stuff like that. So, yeah, absolutely. And
Yeah, that's how them spotted bass get in Hickory Log.
yeah, that they say that not. I'm gonna read you a little.
Not how I heard they got.
Yeah, well, I know exactly.
Did it involve a man from Nantucket?
Hey, listen, it could
Yeah,
absolutely.
Or somewhere else.
It involved a man starting some crap.
There you go. So here's a couple of facts about Hickory Log. It's 411 acres at full pool. All right, so we're not talking about a 100-acre little pond. So 411 acres at full pool. It's got 15 miles of shoreline with a 150-foot buffer all around the lake. In 2012, the DNR stocked it with brim, crappie, catfish, and bass. And in 2015 and 2016, the reservoir was stocked with shad. I assume threadfin.
I heard it was stocked last year as well.
Okay, so that's
what I've heard. It's been stocked pretty recently.
Okay, so yeah, so it has plenty of bait fish, plenty of stuff like that. So
I don't know about plenty.
well, it's got some.
I wish it had more.
It's got some.
It does have some.
And it's a very deep lake, especially up at the dam. If you've ever
It is.
fished Hickory Log, unfortunately, as of this time right now, it's only got one public ramp access. Parking is not the best on it. It doesn't have the most space, especially on tournament days. That can be some of the craziest stuff you ever did, try to get boats in and out while other people, your regular general public's fishing it. Need to put some blueback herring in Hickory Log. It needs a few more trees. Absolutely, right there. Hickory Log Creek. Yeah, I guess that is the name of the creek that feeds Hickory Log. That
Oh,
makes
yeah, probably.
Well, there you go. You got me there. I can't
I
remember.
was honestly thinking, like, damn, what feeds Hickory Log? I know that area.
The bad thing about it is I read about it earlier today. All right, just a little general before we get to talking specifics with these guys. And have you ever fished it?
Mm-hmm.
You have fished it. Okay, I thought you had. So when the boat ramp is on the very far, I would call it the north. Would you call it the north? The upper end of the lake.
You never go wrong with upper and lower.
Yeah, never go.
I'm playing with them.
You know
you've
that
got
east-west crowd stuff. South.
you've got to you travel. You get out of the little boat ramp area, which is kind of fairly shallow, creek channel going up. You got to go through what everybody calls the S turns till you get to an island, and then basically, so that's kind of like one part of the lake.
Yeah.
Then the lake changes from about the island, which how far is it
To the island?
to the island? 1,000 yards,
No.
maybe
Half
more?
mile, quarter
half
mile.
mile, something like that. It's
My
Hickory Log.
odometer's broke on me.
Yeah, that's right. I got it. It's a long lake from the
It's long.
island up until about what everybody knows as the point. Right in that area, you got probably the mid lake
Most
right
people
there.
probably hit it.
Everybody that's fished Hickory Log,
Hit it
there's
like as in run over it.
yeah, it's very
Ask Brett
shallow.
Cummings how that works out.
Very
I
shallow.
think he hit it.
Look
I
at
think so.
Farmer telling you to wake up.
Pre-fishing,
messing with
right?
my-
What's it doing?
He-
I don't remember, but I
Hey.
thought he run over it.
And then you got the upper lake up to the dam. So
It all fishes different.
and it's basic. And
There's
then,
your name.
what's that? Joey Morris. That's
Joey
Pelican
Morris,
Point.
Pelican Point.
That's right. And then actually, you could say it actually has a fourth section because you can go under the culvert.
Where?
under the culvert to the
People go under there.
to the lily pads, like that. So it had
Nothing back there.
nothing back there.
Nothing.
We just need to point out that there's another section of the lake right there. So you guys have had a lot of success on hickory log. So we're going to start backwards and work our way back to the boat ramp. So we're going to start up by the dam. Okay, so we're talking, you get up there, it's 70, 80, 90 feet. I mean, it's a deep lake right there, and it fishes a lot like a big lake.
This is a good time to start giving other people's techniques.
I know.
Yeah, we'll give other people's techniques.
yeah,
Chris
listen.
Gayton likes to start.
Chris Gayton, we can do that. So how long of a zoom
Just
to
lit
the
the
island?
match. Who's going to burn the bridge?
If you're in an Elko or e-propulsion, you can be there in probably about 5 minutes, if that long.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't take that long. We
No,
can be
yeah, probably
there. Nah,
Well,
I mean, with
hours.
e-propulsion, you could be there in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Tim could be there in 5 minutes.
Okay, so there you go. So
I mean, for real.
You talking about the island?
that is
Yeah.
about right. Yeah, you're right. I ain't fished in
The
the
long point, right?
No, the island.
Well, that's right. past
The
it.
island
yeah.
is not far at all.
No, you can be in an island with a trolling motor in 5-6 minutes.
5-6 minutes. Okay, so there you go. So there's that run. But
To go to the dam is wide open for
30 minutes.
25 to 30 minutes.
yeah, it's a long
a
At
good
a
way.
good, at a good
It's just-
5 mile
It's
an
not
hour
a
pace, it's
giant
25.
wide reservoir, but you got those S-turns areas that are just narrow.
Yeah,
And that's a
so
lot of,
it is.
yeah.
A lot of schooling fish at certain
Lots.
times of the year you can find up on the big
Yep.
thing. So
They're not small. They're not big. They're all small, but yes.
right. So it for somebody who's watching tonight who's never fished hickory log, and again, I realize y'all have your juice. We understand that. But what kind of techniques can somebody on the upper end of hickory log, if they're new to the lake, what can they do this time of year? Yeah, Tim.
He's got
This
pan
time of year?
optics.
This time, let's just say
The upper end of
Right
hickory
now.
log is 99.99% always usually fairly dirty, especially if it rains.
you're talking about the boat ramp.
Yeah, the upper end. Is that what you're talking about?
No, we're talking about at the dam.
You said upper
That's the
end.
lower end.
That's the lower end.
Dadgummit, my bad.
You got to
Okay.
start at the dam.
Yeah.
Okay, we're
I-
gonna
I
start
get
at
messed
the
up
dam.
with that too. He's
right.
He's dead on every
He's
time
good.
he
So,
talks
so
about
let's
it.
turn around. Let's start at the dam. We're going to work
If you're
backwards.
starting at the dam, it don't matter if it's rained 6 times in a
It's
in a
crystal
month.
clear.
It's usually still going to be clear.
Very
down there.
clear up there.
It's usually pretty darn clear down there.
Right.
You're looking at drop shot. I mean, the problem you start running into grass. I mean, drop shot to keep your worm above the grass.
And Hickory got a lot of it up that way.
Hickory has a lot of grass, a lot of slime, anywhere out to what 12 feet, 10
12,
foot.
15 foot.
What do you do?
I mean, you can also throw. I
Phones on
mean,
the floor.
obviously, you can throw top water. You can
Sorry
throw
about that.
later in the year. You can when the fish start
Step on
schooling.
it.
yep.
I mean, you can throw. Those fish out there can be caught with an A-rig. They can be caught with a square bill. You can throw a rattle trap in them. Sammy Benitez is out there all the time. I mean, he hammers them on some different types of little swim baits, stuff
Right.
like that he throws. I mean, me and him's caught a bunch of those small fish on a 2.8 or a whatever Kitech.
3.3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You start pushing your luck with a 3.3. I mean,
Yeah, it gets a
that-
little big.
that bait is that whatever they're eating out there is tiny.
The
and
threadfin, yeah.
the
They're
smaller
small.
stuff that you can throw, the better off you are.
Yep.
I got you.
Even a top water. I mean, I like throwing a big sexy dog, and it's hard to. I like to throw because I can throw it a long way. It's hard to get them to eat it there just because they're used to eating small bait.
If you're out there chasing schoolers, they're
Yep.
loving that small stuff, man. I'm telling you, they're.
Yep. You can get them to hit the big one every now and then, but
God, I'd be tempted to throw a rooster tail.
Yeah.
Have I ever? No, twists my line. Do I want to put a swivel on it and then throw it? Maybe, but
Yeah.
I guarantee you a rooster tail would probably
to go catch
wear-
fish, Hickory Log's
Oh my
a
God.
great lake.
I would not. If you wanted just to go catch fish, there's no other lake around here that I would go to other than Hickory Log because you can catch. Every fish you catch is going to be 12 inches long, and you may catch 30 fish, and not a single one of them be over 15 inches.
I've had some
Yeah.
buddies out there. I got a buddy that lives 3 minutes away from it. He fishes it almost every afternoon. I got another buddy that fishes or lives probably 15 minutes from it and fishes it several times a week, and they've been whacking them.
Yeah.
Whacking them. I mean, the numbers are stupid, but the size is just. I'd rather go to Latham and catch 4 fish that weigh over 3 pounds or 2.5 pounds
Right.
than go to Hickory Log and catch 15 that weigh 1.5 pounds.
But for somebody that just wants to
But
go
somebody
catch
that wants
fish,
to go
that's it.
wet a line
You
or
can't-
bend a
you can't go
rod, you
wrong
can't
with
beat it.
Hickory Log.
Because I think
There's
right
a-
now we just had some rain. I think right now, I had a buddy that went today, and he said within forecast he caught a 2-2. I'm guessing he was started at the boat ramp.
Right.
He said he caught it on chatterbait.
I got
So
you.
I mean, but hickory log, the size fish that are in there, you can literally fish from the boat ramp to the dam and catch fish. But
there's going to be about 5 different patterns you're going to run.
yep,
between
you
the
can
boat ramp
run
and the dam.
so many different patterns.
So many.
If you want to catch a giant, that's what's hard.
I have no idea. The day that we won the elite tournament there last year, we had our winning weights within the first hour of the tournament, and we
Probably
never
30 minutes, honestly.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was an unbelievable start.
Mm-hmm.
I literally looked at him about 2 hours in. I'm like, I have no idea where to go to catch a kicker. There is no kicker set pattern that you can do on hickory log. Period. You're liable to catch a 7-pounder out of 40 feet of water on a jig.
Mm-hmm.
You're liable to catch a 7-pounder on a jig in 6 inches of water.
Right.
But
right.
and it literally could be on a bank. It could be on any bank. It could be on a.
It's
point.
hard to pattern.
There
them
is
over
no-
there.
it
For big
is hard to
fish,
pattern.
Try
I
to
mean,
find a
the-
big
the-
fish on that lake. You could go fish a bluff wall. You could.
And it's got all of this.
It's got
It's
everything.
got all
it's
of
got
it.
all
It's
of
got
it.
blowdowns. It's got.
There's nothing you could target though, because I have went out
The
there.
only thing you can't target is rock piles.
Yeah.
If you
I mean,
target
but I have
if
went
you
out
target
there
rock piles on
trying
hickory, let
to
me know
target a big fish the way I fish.
Right.
I'm not talking. If I honestly had to go out there tomorrow and somebody said you can't go out there and catch a 5-pounder, I'd be going to deep points, throwing a big swim bait.
Yeah. Oh,
That looked like a
that's
bass.
Alan
I
wanted to
mean-
know where hickory log is. It's actually in Canton. If you own 5 going into Canton, you turn about what 2 miles before you get to the city.
You
of
can't
Canton.
take a bass boat there, Alan. So
Yeah,
better have
it
your
is
John
electric
boat.
only. No gas motor can be on there, which a
seen 'em.
lot of people don't understand. They're not supposed to be.
I've seen several.
the only one I've seen is the Canton police.
That's it.
Yeah, I've never seen
Really?
anybody.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
seen several
Canton
people
police.
without not using it,
But
but
having it
still
on the
using
boat, yeah.
it. And I just been like,
It does, yeah.
After that guy drowned several years ago, Canton police was running that lake every weekend.
Yep.
They would go from.
I knew that kid actually.
They would go.
Did you really?
Yeah, I did.
They'd go from the dam to the boat ramp
Make sure you have your life
and
jackets.
check every
Yeah.
boat.
But they wanted
it out.
they
in
wanted
the-
it out.
They want it accessible, not easily accessible. They wanted it accessible.
Tims are like
Mine,
buried.
mine are like,
like if we're
if you
really
fall
dying, we
yeah.
probably won't get them.
yeah. If you fell in,
You better be able to swim to the bank.
give me 20 minutes, buddy. I got you.
Yeah,
Pull
right
out my
now,
worms and
Steve
crankbaits
Burnett,
out.
to your question right now, that is the only one I have heard, and I don't know. I've heard rumors that they're going to put another ramp in on the lower end,
I
which
hope
is
they
up
don't.
by.
They'll run. It's all the houses they're going to build on. It's going to ruin that lake anyway. They put another ramp on it. It's going to destroy that lake.
If you're a kayaker, I'm pretty sure there's a walking trail if you go to Canton First Baptist.
But it's.
I mean, it's a good walk, but I used to drive.
But I think it's private property.
yeah, it's private. Yeah, yeah.
Is it?
I don't think it's.
But I'm pretty sure you can go park at the church and walk their trail.
Yeah, but they don't want you to.
Really?
I don't think.
Oh,
Yeah,
maybe not.
I don't know like
I don't
that.
think
so.
so.
Maybe not. I don't know.
So don't listen. Don't tell everybody. Fish North Georgia said it's okay to trespass.
Park in the church.
All right. So listen, we don't need to do that. So we'll be
Sorry.
getting a phone call right
I
there.
used
So
to drive my truck down there,
What's
but that
up?
was 10 years ago.
if that's Shane or Crystal, either one of you, what's up like that?
Danny Pruitt said so.
That's right. Danny Pruitt did not say that. I have absolutely. All right. So Upper Lake, a lot of smaller schooling fish, very deep. Let's go under the culvert. It's not a very big section.
I don't like under there.
I like that. That's
Now,
my area.
Here's
though.
where you're getting ready to talk. Got lily pads and stuff
Got
over
lily
there.
pads. I've never caught any big ones back there, but
It
it
fishes,
fishes like I like to fish.
Because
You can
you
throw
like
a
to
buzz
fish,
bait,
yeah.
a frog.
Top water.
Yeah, top water.
which is you. When you fish,
Or
did you
spinner
go there?
bait.
I'm trying to get you into the conversation here before you fall
You
asleep.
fish under the road at Hickory Log?
You ever
Did you
fish-
throw that
I
horny
know.
toad?
You ever throw the horny toad up there?
I fished hickory log one time in a tournament. We caught about 60 fish.
Yeah, I
We
know
had a
it.
5-pounder,
Right?
and every one of them we caught on a horny toad and a super flush
Natural
on
born
the
killer,
bank.
baby.
Horny toad. Did you get it? Did you get that nap?
I think I
It's
did.
been driving me
Natural born
insane right
killer,
there.
baby.
So, they stopped parking at the church. People were leaving trash and all. And that's just, you know what? That's not.
Yes,
nothing you can
and my
say.
bad to bring that up. Like I
No,
said, I
no,
haven't
no,
been
no,
in that
no, no,
area.
no.
When
been a long
I
time.
was in high school, There
God, that was a
wasn't
long
there
time
wasn't
ago.
a big tree in the middle of the road, and I used to drive my little Ford Ranger all the way down to that point.
Yeah, I
For
got
real.
you.
I mean, I've caught so many fish on that point that leads down to the from the
Right.
church.
Well, but that's a problem. People just abuse.
Agreed.
It
That's
screws,
everywhere.
it screws it for the rest of us. So,
Yep.
Jeremiah, from what it sounds like, I'm only interested in the crappie. Actually, okay, so I'll cover crappie on Hickory
Ooh,
Log.
Can I
right
say
there.
something?
Yeah, absolutely. Jump in there.
Jeremiah from throwing the big swim baits, you need to go there and throw some big swim baits, because I think that is your way. Honestly, if I had to, that's what I tell my buddy all the time. I said, if I had to go there and catch a big fish, I would go there and throw a 6 to 8 inch bass swim bait.
About to say, Jeremiah, you got any bass colored swim
bass
baits?
colored swim baits, just because
Big
from what I've learned from Shan O'Gorman, is that right? O'Gorman.
Yeah.
And I've talked to him personally before.
I don't know his name, but
That lake right there. Come on, Ryan. That lake right there, a bunch of them bigger bass have to feed on the smaller bass.
They do.
There's no herring. There's no big gizzards. There is small threadfin shad.
And bluegill, and that's
a
it.
6 to 10 pound bass is not going to suspend eating those bait.
Yeah, and crappie. It eats
And crappie. I have had a 6 pound come and chase crappie before.
Yeah.
I've had a 5-pounder literally try to take a 12-incher off my worm.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's what you say. There's two types of bass in most lakes. You got your 12-inch bass. You got bass that eat 12-inch bass.
Yep.
So
And that's
And
what
I
that lake-
think
that's what
that
that lake
lake,
has.
those big bass eat the small bass.
But if you
And
want to know
crappie.
somebody, that catches big fish on that lake, you need to talk to Thomas and Ryan. They wore them out for a while.
That's a secret, though.
I know,
That's
but you're not going to get them to spill it. But
Nah.
there are
Thomas-
big fish to be
there-
caught.
There are good
Thomas
fish
and
there.
Ryan hammered them for about 2 years.
Yeah,
there.
they're big fish to do that. And
But
I,
it's a certain time of year.
Absolutely.
and
But
I
they
will
were
say
doing-
this with
they were doing
Jeremiah.
damage.
I
Actually,
agree.
Jeremiah is going to be on the show next Thursday night,
Nice.
and we're going to be
I'd
talking
love to
about
hear
some
his
stuff.
thoughts on a lake like that, for real.
Well, yeah,
He's on a lake that doesn't have much big bait fish. I'm telling you. And I'm not one to do it. I mean, I'll go throw a frog all day long and get 2 bites, but I'm just not that guy of a swim bait.
yeah.
But I think to go catch a giant at Latham or at Hickory Log, throw a big bass swim bait. I'm telling you, I think
It
that's what
might
the
work.
big-
Absolutely.
Joe-
Joey, I've
fish eat
always
there.
just had really good partners.
Tim has caught some good ones there. Don't let him fool you. I let's just say I can remember a couple of tournaments he's
I've
caught
caught
some.
a couple, but I've been blessed with some really good partners.
Is that what it is? That's a
That's it.
a crappy pattern jerkbait
Tim
might
Wright's
be.
hashtag
But hashtag blessed.
Who said that?
It actually,
I
he
did.
did, yes. But actually, honestly, though, there are some good crappie to be caught at Hickory Log.
They
It's,
are.
there's some surprisingly good crappie.
Not as big as Latham.
Not
Yes,
quite
there are
Latham's,
some
but
really
Look
good
at Justin
crappie in
cut his eyes right there. So
There's some good ones
You
in
see
there.
them ones I caught a couple years
There's
ago.
some good ones
And
there. I'm
Tim
not
and
gonna-
his wife come out there and try to catch them
And we
out
don't-
from under me.
is that what
And
it is?
ended up leaving.
Yeah, we left and went to Latham and caught a damn limit of big ones.
Latham's
We ain't
got
catch nothing to Hickory Log.
We will get to
But
the-
Hickory Log, give it
time.
it did turn to a mud hole by
Yeah.
the time we got there.
I
Yeah.
didn't catch any of that day.
He didn't catch you that day either. Him and his girl was there.
So on real quick under the culvert right there, we're looking at top water more. There's a lot of vegetation
I've got
over
one
there.
spot under the road that 2 people know about, and one of them I saw make a comment a while ago, and he knows about it too now because he was with me because
Yeah.
I fished it. I shouldn't have fished it. I should have just kept on going, but I
The Justin Warren?
yes.
Justin Warren, don't tell nobody.
Justin Warren. I know Justin Warren probably if he tells anybody, he's going to tell his partner, and then hopefully his partner don't tell anybody. I've got one spot under the road that I could probably fish. The day that I was with him, it was tough, and we went back to hopefully to Panoptics up some fish that I was catching the previous time, and water had turned muddy. Obviously, fish was not going to see what I was throwing. I mean, their visibility just went to nothing. So we were struggling, and we went under the road. Hell, he caught a frog in December or January. I can't even remember what month it was.
He caught a frog.
It was January.
It was
'cause
January. He caught a
January
fish on a frog
Oh, okay,
in
okay.
January on
Because he
this
sent it
frog
to me.
under the road. And he says, I got to send a picture to Justin on this. He said,
January
he'll
1st.
never believe me. And then I'm like, I was like, we had got to this spot, and I'm like, I made a cast, and I reared back and set the hook, and I had it for a split second. There was a monster on there, and it come off.
Oh,
And I turned right around and I repositioned my worm, made a cast again, set the hook again, and caught a 6-pounder.
That was
it was an
unhealthy.
ugly 6-pounder.
It should have been an 8.
It was an ugly 6-pounder.
I mean, it was
I don't
skinny.
so
think there's any
skinny.
possible way that it was the same fish,
There's no way.
but I've got one little spot under the road that it's not much of nothing, and
But it's enough.
but now that I know, that was the third pretty decent fish that I've caught out of that,
Uh-huh.
and if I had it to do over again, now I've got a spot I can go to at least attempt to catch a kicker.
I got you.
Now.
I got you.
I did not have that until me and Justin went.
It's a little shallower under
It
that
is.
part. So it's kind of like Latham's.
It's
under
always
those.
dirtier. It's always shallower. It's unlike Latham. Latham is always, if you go under the bridge at Latham, it's always about 2 degrees colder.
Mhm.
I do not know. I've never. To me, water temperature don't really matter at Hickory Log. I don't pay attention to water temperature at Latham. I watch it like a.
When
I
you're
just
chasing
Yeah.
12-inch fish.
Yeah. I mean,
at
at Hickory Log, who cares? You know.
Right.
Yeah,
All right,
but when I go under the road at Hickory Log, I have no idea. If I had to guess, I'd say the water in Hickory Log is a little warmer. But also, if I had to guess, I'd say the water under Latham would be a little warmer because
You
it's always a
think.
little darker. But it's not.
No, yeah, it's
It
not.
is literally 2 degrees cooler when you go under that bridge.
Every time you go.
Every time.
No
It is.
matter what
I don't
time
know
of
if there's an
year.
underwater spring. I don't know what, but the water under that lake, under that bridge,
It is.
2 degrees colder
It is.
every time you go under there.
All right, we're working back towards the boat ramp. Now we're in the middle of the lake where we talk about the point. That section. It's got a big, the channel
You're
goes up
starting
there.
to get into our area.
Yeah, so now we're getting. Well, a lot of people fish this section.
Yeah, a lot of people
A lot
fish
of-
that point.
A lot of people fish that point. You
I hear there
fish
used to
off
be
of it.
some brush piles on there, but
I'm
I don't
sure-
know what happened to them.
I'm sure there's one or two have been put in there right there. So, but it fishes a little bit different than the upper end of the lake in the culvert. So now I mean, in the middle of the lake, I think you can use the most variety of baits right in there because you still get your schooling action. You still can target some structure. You can target point or points. They got some steep walls, stuff like that. So,
Oh yeah, there's a lot of bluff walls.
a lot of bluff walls right there for somebody that, if you were telling somebody tomorrow, hey, I'm going to go fish that section, how would you tell them to target it?
To fish that section, me? I mean, that's what I'm saying. And that's what's cool. Me and Tim, we target it totally different.
Right. So there you go. So I
mean,
get two
me,
opinions.
if I was going to Hickory Log tomorrow, I'd jump on the bank with a buzz bait. Honestly. It's cover water. But biggest thing, and I know Hickory Log, biggest thing is finding the bait.
Finding the bait
Finding
in
the
that
bait,
section.
fishing the bait.
Do you ever had any luck on those bluff walls? I have not.
A bluff wall, a lot of times you throw a jig or a worm, and that's just not really how we fish.
It's not how we fish. There's a couple of magic spots on those bluff walls, and like I said, Justin Warren, the day that me and him was there, he showed me a spot that him and like I say, my mouth is sealed on it too.
But it's
But it's funny
Damn, you tell it on him.
no, I mean he showed me a spot too, and I'm like, it's not my pattern. It's not something.
That's
It's not
it.
something
That's
that
That's
exactly
not something we do. We don't
not
we don't
something that
look for
I do.
a worm bite.
But it's funny that where he and I for shits and giggles, the last time I was there, I decided to hit that same spot, and I didn't get a bite. It's going to be hit or miss.
right. I got you.
But it's funny, you can start where a point and the bluff wall starts and goes. Those bluff walls on Latham, I mean, they're what 200 yards long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can run 200 yards of bluff wall in one section. Some other section you can run 100 yards, or not really 100 yards. I guess probably 100 yards.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a couple of
But
serious
it's
bluff walls.
just
Yeah.
it's out there
Not
taking
Carter's bluff walls, but I
No.
mean, you can literally be sitting in 40 foot of water and be
Yeah,
a
just
half a cast to the wall.
that's
to the
right.
bank.
Yeah, you
But
can.
it's finding the sweet spot
The sweet spots.
in
'Cause,
the in the wall.
And but other than right there at the bluffs, that section is shallower than the upper end. So we're starting to come in like 30,
Oh, yeah.
40 foot.
Oh, yeah.
deep and
But
stuff.
that's
oh
the
no,
thing.
no!
I
If
mean-
you're down there, I mean, it's still deep water there. You haven't reached what I consider the S turns yet.
No, we haven't got to that.
Once
stage.
you pass the point and going up, you hit the
Yeah,
S
once
turn.
you pass the
Look at
That's when.
Brian's Justin's partner. Look at him.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Justin, that's why I said
Well,
I saw
yeah.
him commenting.
How about this? Do most of the fish suspend or stay on the bottom?
It depends. It totally depends.
Yeah,
Depends on what you're looking for. You could probably, if I had to, you could worm fish that entire lake. I mean, and catch fish on every point, every bank. everywhere. I mean, there's fish.
I think
all
to
over.
go get a limit, yeah, you could throw a worm and you would never not catch a limit there.
Yeah.
Yes, I
But
agree.
to catch, I mean, I had a buddy that went there today, and he told me, he said, my goal today is to catch 10 pounds. He caught 7.7.
Yeah.
I mean, a 10-pound bag. That's what we won with at the elites.
We
we never thought we had a chance of winning.
I
Just
fished,
because-
I fished a tournament first somewhere. I don't even remember what month it was. February. My year has got crunched together.
Right.
But I fished. Jesse Benson put on an open tournament
Uh-huh.
down there,
That's right. That's right.
and here's you another little thing. Jesse Benson did a tournament down there. It was an open tournament, and he had little side pots you could get for, I don't remember if it was $5 or $10.
Well, yeah,
But
you could typical side.
You could do a $5 per, for small fish, or I think it was $10. But anyway, you could do a small fish pot,
Uh-huh.
or you could do a $10 big fish pot. I just paid my entry fee because I knew every fish I caught was going to catch was going to be identical to the same size.
That's right.
There
That's
is
right.
no way in the world I'm winning either one of those.
Right.
And I did. I went down there and I caught, I can't tell you how many
2
times I
fours.
caught. Dude, Michael Temples was right there within eyesight of me about half the day. And I can't tell you how many fish I caught that day. I wore them out. But my best limit was like right at 10 pounds. It was a little under 10 pounds. And I got second. And there was no chance of me winning big fish or small fish. It was like the best of both worlds.
Best of both worlds on that.
I
That's
saved
different than when
all
we
my
won,
side
though.
pot money. Yeah, I mean,
we just, and something we figured out. I mean, we kind of figured out where you can catch a little bit better average fish, and it's
Right.
not all the time.
Right.
I mean, when we fished, that was probably been 3 years ago now. We pull up there, second cast, he catches a 7-pounder.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I remember.
Happen every damn
this
tournament.
is right at before even daylight. This is
I
right
mean,
at before.
it's
There's
literally
another
dark.
boat. There's another boat that's silhouetted in the background when this 7-pounder comes up and does this.
I remember that.
It's just one of them things. Like,
How about Current on Hickory? Does Current play?
I've never even seen.
And they don't really pull water, kind of like you would say like at Lanier or something like that. So I'm sure there's current in it, but it's not. I don't think it plays as much of a role as it would on most.
as
lakes
like
that.
a Carter's re-reg.
Right.
something.
Absolutely.
Uh-uh.
So let's get to the island and back to the S turns of the boat ramp, because that fish is totally different than the upper end
That's
of the boat.
usually how I like to fish. That's usually dirtier water.
It is dirty water. You can get a
The
jig
fish
in there.
get tight to structure,
Uh-huh.
get closer to the bank. You can still catch them offshore.
A lot more vegetation though down that way, especially around the boat ramp, especially late in the summer and stuff like that. Though
I miss all the little stick ups in the boat ramp cove. That was
Yeah.
they used to have a lot more than
oh
they
my
do
God,
now.
it was
Everything's
so-
kind of
it
wearing
was
down.
So thick.
But
Everything's
that water's
breaking down.
always a little stained too, compared
Always.
to
And
that.
always a little
always
bit more
has stain.
warmer, a little bit more stained. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And the more rain you get, the farther that stained water goes
Gotcha.
towards the island.
Yeah, and I would imagine right now they're probably getting ready to be bedding on Hickory Live. Probably get
Everywhere.
there.
They're betting everywhere now.
Jump in here whenever you want there, Ryan. You absorbing it all in. He's absorbing it all in tonight. So, all right. So there it goes.
That's Fluke Master 2.0.
Fluke Master 2.0 right there. All right. So
Laid back.
now let now.
This is y'all show.
No, hey, listen,
Hey, look, another
look.
$20 just came in just for you.
Just that. That's right. So we're gonna get another sponsor right there on that. All right. So now let's what I consider my home lake, even though I don't fish it nearly as much as I should.
You should be over there like old what's his name?
Like Terry.
Yeah.
Terry? Oh, Terry's on that lake every.
He's
single-
always posting them sunsets. I can't.
I know,
I
I've
got
got
inside information. Mark Cochran, I talked to him the other day. Mark Cochran said, "Boy, Terry, next time you talk to Terry, you need to aggravate him." I was like, "What's that?" And he said, "You know that green truck?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He said, "It's broke down."
Oh,
Oh,
Terry's
no.
about to have to come out of pocket with some of that dusty money.
listen, he can drive his lawnmower right down the road. Though.
It's probably will
That truck
too.
got like over 300,000 miles of it. I bet 100,000 of it's going back and forth to Latham.
Actually, Kurt, let me answer that question because this is the same at Latham and Hickory Log. So basically, it's not really pumped out for municipality use. It's pumped out to regulate the Etowah. And then so water is drawn out from the Etowah downstream from these two lakes. But there's a gauge on it, and that's how they determine how much water to let out of either one of these two lakes. So both of these lakes, now we're on Latham. Latham's 334 acres when at full pool. Well, here's an interesting thing. So Hickory Log's 411 acres at full pool with 15 miles of shoreline, but Latham is 334 acres with 15 miles of shoreline. So, but
I believe it.
about the same amount of shoreline. Latham was stocked in 2000. We built our house right there across from it as it was filling up. It was stocked with bluegill, shellcracker, largemouth bass, and channel cats. However, other species that are in Latham as well are spotted bass, red eye, speckled catfish, and crappie. So those were not stocked. It is stocked with threadfin shad, but there is a population of blueback herring in Latham. Okay, they were not stocked. They were illegally introduced, to however you want to put it.
No.
But they are there. Trust me, they are there on that. Interesting thing about Latham, of all these lakes that we're going to talk about, we'll go to Rocky Mountain after this, but Latham, to me, fishes more like Lake Lanier than any of these other lakes or another deep water type reservoir. You can catch them shallow, you can do that, but at certain times of the year, offshore, deep, stuff like that. So it's primarily clear till you get to the upper end where the waterfall comes in and under the road. That clears up fairly good. Sometimes. But Latham is a beast. It went down. It's on its way back up. You cannot keep bass out of Latham. They are doing a tagging program. So if you catch a tagged fish, they'd like you to measure it, weigh it, of course, release it, but then let the guys at the office know about it, because they're trying to do a study and see about the health of the largemouth bass. Interesting thing about Latham is your $5 parking fee. Every bit of that money, it does not go into the Cherokee County Water Authority's general budget. Actually, every dollar of your parking fee is given to Mark and them, and they are allowed to put it back into Latham. So there is Mark takes care of that lake. I mean, that lake is his baby right there. So
Mark and Tyler.
Yeah, Tyler is. It was Don, I think, when it first opened, and Mark worked under Don, or I think that was his name, maybe. But now Mark runs it, and Tyler's number 2 man there.
He needs some beaver control.
There is some beavers in there
underneath that lake, underneath the road. Actually, it's main lake too now.
Kurt, there is a good
bad.
Seville bite on Latham at certain times of the year. You can target them with Sevilles. So
Absolutely, you can.
So, yes, yeah, that's right. Well, actually, I mean, you can catch fish anywhere in the world on Latham. You can.
If you want.
It fishes, I'll be honest, it fishes
two or 3 years ago, you could catch them on a
similar
7 or 8 inch flutter spoon.
You could, guys. Big ones.
That used to be the only lure you saw people throw there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
after they watched Tim Wyatt.
there was a couple of people that got educated.
Absolutely.
It fishes for the lakes that I fish. It fishes a lot like Latham.
But
I mean, last year you can throw top water when they're positioned right. You throw top water over a point, they'll come up.
They will.
Come up
and then the spots are. We're not talking about 12-inch spots. Latham's got some pretty good spots.
But I'll be honest with you, the ones I caught last year, I mean, since they closed it, and I don't think the closing of it had anything to do with it. I just think it's a little bit less pressure because I think you don't have all the pre-fishing for the tournaments and this and that, but the fish are there.
The fish are there. You can still catch good ones like that.
I had several good bags last year.
Absolutely. The thing about it that I see now is even the 2 to 3 pound fish, when you hold up a fish out of Latham, it's healthy.
Yeah.
It's healthy.
I mean, I like I was telling you earlier before the show, I feel like the past several years, we haven't seen a lot of 2 3/4 to 3.5 pound largemouth. That's what's been missing. You catch your small ones, you catch your 4 to 5 pounders, but no 2.5 to 3.5.
That one class was missing.
I feel like
they're coming back.
And they're coming back well, and they're very healthy. Latham, you can
they were Sunday.
Yeah.
They was not Wednesday, but they were.
Well, why don't you tell us a little bit about Sunday there, Tim?
Sunday, I think you could have thrown a kitchen sink in there and scooped up about 3.
Yeah,
it was pretty bad. It was Sunday. Sunday, it was on fire. I don't know if it was the wind. I don't know if it was a watercolor. I don't know if it was. I don't know what it was. I dumb into fish. I mean, I'm not a great fisherman. I'm going to be the first person to admit it.
Oh, good God.
I force feed fish what I want them to eat.
Right.
Well, that day you could force feed them a spinnerbait and they were eating it immensely.
Yes.
And I'm talking, I literally caught 16 fish. 15 of them were largemouth. One of them was a spot. The spot was probably close to 3. But with the 15 largemouth that I caught, I lost a 6-pounder, at least a 6-pounder.
Probably like 8.
No, it wasn't. That was
Yeah,
it was between 5 and 6. It was ballpark 6.
Mhm.
It was ball. I mean, I don't. I usually, if anything, I underestimate weight. I don't weigh fish. I could give a crap less what they weigh.
There you go. Good catch.
I
would not have done that. I would not have made that.
I could have give a crap less what they weigh. I could, if I'm out there pre-fishing fun.
And he's honest because I'm always the one breaking up the scale.
I don't.
Oh,
I
yeah,
don't
absolutely.
really care what they weigh. I mean, the fun is to catch them, to throw them back. I might have had 17 pounds without the 6-pounder. The 6-pounder would have been nice. The 6-pounder would have culled probably a 2 3/4, maybe 3-pound largemouth. So it would have put me to about 20.
Yeah, man.
How relevant is the shallow timber? There's some shallow timber,
but night and day difference between Sunday and Wednesday.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
We've got Ryan's attention.
Yeah, Ryan. So there is shallow timber. So here for those of you that don't know about Latham, I'm gonna kind of give you a little real quick tutorial. You got the main lake, okay, coming off the boat ramp in front of the. Oh, okay. You got the main lake, and it's very deep. Okay, it is 80 foot, 70, 80 foot bottoms for the main that's in front of the dam, all out through there. An interesting comment that Michael Temples made, and this is true. Latham is the only lake I've seen them chase bait all year long. They will break top water all winter.
But that's because of the bluebacks. I'm
Yes.
telling you, and that's what I say about everybody. Somebody told me Lucas had bluebacks. I'm not calling them a liar, but if you go to Latham right now, you will see topwater action.
Absolutely, yeah.
To me, that is
I haven't.
bluebacks.
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
Did you not see any?
But
No?
it's more often
It's
than
a
not. You do.
lot more frequent, though.
I did see bluebacks because I know what bluebacks look on
On
like on Panoptics. But
Okay, and I can deal with that. I understand
But with
that.
that being said, I did not see any surface.
Okay.
You and I, we made a video a couple years
But if you'd
back.
been with me, you'd have been chunking a buzzbait over
You
my
know I
problem.
We would have. We made a video on crankbaits at one time,
Yep.
and in that video you can see fish breaking water. It's on our YouTube
Oh my
channel.
God.
And you
yeah.
caught them on a crankbait.
I threw a crankbait in the middle,
Yep.
but that was in February and it was cold.
That's
It was
what
kind of
I'm
windy.
saying.
Yeah, it was.
And I'm glad that Tim just told me he didn't see any topwater
I
action.
did not.
Because I kept saying that about Lucas because man, it was warm days.
I'm not
The
saying
sun
that it
usually
wasn't,
brings
but
the
I didn't see
bluebacks to the top. So
Right.
I mean,
It when they start breaking water though in Latham, it's very similar to Lanier.
oh yeah,
The way
that's
they
what-
break it. I mean,
agreed.
Can be.
it can
Agreed.
be. It's like all of a sudden
Dude,
the
I've
water's
caught 'em
boiling.
just like Lanier.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm talking about you pull up to a point and you don't see a ripple and you throw a topwater, you pop. I'm
Yeah.
talking. It's just like Lanier.
In fact, I was fishing it a week and a half ago or something like that with Scott Edwards. Was on here, and we were driving up the lake to another section, and I had a Kitech tied on, and I said, just watch. And as we're driving, they started busting right beside us and just chunked it in there. Boom, you got one.
Yep.
They were coming out of the water. It
Oh,
wasn't
yeah.
just little ripples. So you get that main part of the lake. Now Latham has long points. It's got
everything.
everything. It's got shallow timber, like the comment said. It's got deep timber. It does not have a lot of rock compared to a lot of lakes.
What
like
about a
Rocky.
question that probably a lot of people have? What are the hours right now?
Hours right now are 8 to 5. The gate actually opens up automatically at 7:20, but the official hours are 8.
When
but
do they change?
Labor Day or
Well,
Memorial Day,
September,
Labor Day.
right?
It's
Memorial Day and Labor Day.
That's what I
see, that's
thought.
what it's supposed to be, but actually the last few years they've been starting doing it a little bit early. So I would actually guess here the next couple of weeks. So
Around
you,
the time school gets out.
yeah. Well, they also wait for the time change too.
Well, the
so
time
that-
has changed.
Yeah, right. So
Yeah.
So last couple of years, it seems to be like a few weeks earlier than what it has been.
Gotcha.
So
See, that's what's killed me about that lake,
Mhm.
though. It's just the time. That's
it is.
You
It
try
is.
to go over there in the afternoon after work, and it's like Mark's coming out there in the boat, reaming your ass.
Yeah.
It's yours.
It's just you got to know somebody. That's all I got to say. You got to know somebody.
He's the only person I know that he come up to you, didn't he, in a boat?
Mark,
yeah.
hey, listen, he takes care of that lake, man. Now that's a
And
question.
it was Valentine's Day, and I felt bad.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Are there any? Look, there's Ryan. There, look. There you
The
go.
funniest story I ever heard about Latham was Justin's like, man, I got back and they said the fee is $5, not $3.
Mark wrote me a ticket one time, or wrote me a note, because I only had like $3 cash in my wallet, so I just threw it in there. I mean, you should have been happy I left what I had, man. But he told me that he was like, it literally said the fee. It wasn't even a ticket. It was one of those things. He was just letting me know that he knew.
Yeah.
He said the fee is $5, not $3.
Oh my gosh.
But hell, the last time I went, he knew me by name.
Yeah, no.
So I'm doing something.
He's
You're doing something right or wrong.
I don't know if Tim's been talking good about
You're doing
me.
something right or wrong.
Mark is a great guy.
He is a good guy.
He is a
Mark
great guy.
Facebook stalks everybody.
He might be watching tonight. I don't know.
No, I only had an issue with him one time, and I didn't even have an issue. It was Valentine's Day. For some reason, I thought the lake closed at 7 o'clock. I don't know what it was, and I was out there whacking them. I'm talking about whacking them.
Yeah.
At the waterfall. I was whacking them.
And he's like, whose boat is
No, he come up there with a center console. He's like, hey, it's 5 o'clock. And I'm like, I thought it closed at 7.
Yeah.
And he was like, well,
They use
and he was mad because it was
drive
Valentine's
that
Day,
boat.
and I think he had plans with his
I'm
wife.
sure he
and
did.
I felt super bad. I mean, yeah, for real. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, he was an ass to me, but I deserved it. I deserved it. If
But
Mark, you're watching, you deserved it.
Oh my goodness.
That might have been Mark when Mark was second in command. Now Mark would have sent Terry and Tyler up there. Now Mark wouldn't send himself up there.
Man,
Well,
I don't know.
Mark, if you're watching this, I love you, buddy. You know I do. But listen.
Mark knows I love him.
But here's the problem. Here's the problem. It's a lot of guys. I'm not saying you did, but a lot of guys will push that.
I'm sure.
Mark was an ass. And I thought I was the one going to be burning bridges tonight.
Yeah, oh, he's going to
Justin.
bye. Yeah, he's running like that. But definitely. Yeah, Mark. Hey, listen, he runs that lake. I mean, and that's it. It said, you got to do that. But that's funny. He got him for not. I didn't want to make him feel bad, but I was going to say, you know what? I ain't never paid.
Every time, if Mark ever sees me, he's like, just grab one of them white slips and put it in the window.
Yeah.
Don't put no money in the box. And I'm like, thanks, buddy.
Yeah. So
How's your daddy?
How's
That's what
your
he always did.
How-
How's your daddy?
he does that too. He goes, how's your mama?
How's your
mama?
daddy? I was like, yeah, he's all right. He's just lazy.
I got you. That's that. So I see that you got your question answered up there about electric only lakes allow gas outboards. I think now you got, of course, Rocky Mountain, which we'll be talking about here in a little bit. Also, am I incorrect thinking that at Cedar Creek you can have? Did they change it?
Yeah, at Cedar Creek, you're not supposed to ever.
It used to be that you could, wasn't it? At
I
the
think
beginning.
a lot of people mistook that you could, and you have it raised up, but I don't think you could ever. Have
Okay, but there's not
I
very
don't-
many
I don't think you're supposed to have one on Cedar Creek, but I think people do it anyway.
people do
I
it
think
anyway.
they raise
Okay.
it up out of the water and do it, but I don't think legally you're supposed to.
Okay, so but there's not very many. I know technically on Latham, you're not even supposed to have a gas
You
tank.
can't even have nothing.
Not a
You're
gas
supposed to-
tank on
yeah.
your boat. Even if you have one and you take your big motor off, the gas tank's supposed to be removed.
On
'cause
Latham,
again,
if you got to pee, you got to get on the bank.
is that what it is?
No.
Yeah. Actually, I've
Don't pee in Danny's drinking water.
that's right. Don't do that, man. That's in my front yard. I
That's
don't want to see
literally
that.
in Danny's front yard.
It is. I can actually watch y'all. If I go upstairs on my second floor, I can actually watch y'all. And I'll tell you this too. Another little secret about Latham is there's a camera. If they have cameras on that
Yeah,
lake.
they do.
And I've actually sat in the office with Mark and him. And all I'm going to tell you is you can be sitting down at the far end of the main lake and they can zoom in and tell you what you're fishing with. I've seen it firsthand like that. And another thing is the guys down at the main facility in Canton, if I'm not mistaken, have the same access to that camera as well.
They can do it. They don't have to be in the office. They can do it remotely from
Yeah, he
wherever.
can. Yeah.
Tyler, the last time when I was down there, well, not last time, but one time last year, I got caught in a rainstorm coming
Right.
back right before it closed. I was coming down the lake, and I think he zoomed in or something and saw me. He's like, man, he said, yeah, I saw you coming down the lake the other night. Said, you looked miserable. I'm like, yeah, I pretty much was. And then the next time it rained so much that my recessed foot pedal tray filled up with water so fast that it messed up my Ultrex pedal.
Oh, really?
The
Shorted it
the
out?
very next time that I went out, I
It-
was going down the lake and all of a sudden it wouldn't turn left.
oh,
the,
really?
the sensor that measures the
Right.
left, right, whatever, it submerged it in water so to the point to where I couldn't turn left.
Yeah.
The only way I could drive it was with my remote to get back to the ramp. And then I ended up it was still under warranty, but instead of taking it off the boat and dealing without it for ever how long. I ended up replacing it myself.
Latham is watched by Danny for the yoga girls on the paddleboards. Actually, I have not yet seen the yoga girls there. I will say that we did see them at Lake Pettit on Big Canoe when we were doing some filming. That was kind of interesting. We're sitting there, we're filming John Long fishing, doing some video work for Elko and Big Canoe, and all of a sudden here come these women by on paddleboards. We were like, okay, that's interesting. They went on about their business. As we were leaving, they were in a circle doing yoga out there on their paddleboards. I have no idea. I don't have that much coordination, but I wished I had that much coordination. Yeah, but I didn't. So interesting. But
you got
I didn't
flexibility
get
like the
nobody's
hedgehog.
numbers, huh? Like what?
You got flexibility like the hedgehog.
That's right. Yeah, I got it.
Hedgehog.
The hedgehog. You can fish Latham, right? I mean, Latham is one that if you want to go catch some numbers, you can throw a 2.8 Kitech and anything that's a light color, white, something like that.
And
You can
you're
catch
probably
fish,
going to catch about a 2-pound crappie.
and you will catch some of the crappie. That's
You'll
the thing.
catch a damn beast of a crappie.
Beast of a crappie. Some of the biggest crappie get caught on bass stuff over at Latham. If you're a jig fisherman, it's got a lot of stuff you can throw. A lot of down timber stuff like that. These big timber flat coves, kind of like that. If you're into that, there's plenty of it. You can target. There's ledges. There's humps. I mean, there's some big humps down there in deep water that you can target like that. So Latham really, I would say, whatever your strength is fishing, whether it be drop shot, whether it be power fishing like Ryan does, you do a lot of power fishing, stuff like that.
I can't stand throwing a worm, but a Ned rig works great.
Ned rig does work great. It does. A Ned rig, especially up towards the waterfall,
I can't
all of that. Ryan, you want to chime in on any of that? Or are you still absorbing?
Ryan, got anything to say?
It drove power. It like clumps me in this power fishing.
Ryan,
But you are a power fisherman.
tell us about your boat.
Yes.
Huh?
How fast your boat go?
Huh?
How fast your boat go?
Fast enough.
There you go.
Fast enough, Ryan.
Tell us about your trip to Lanier. We want to hear about you. We want to hear from you for a while.
We
I
were-
heard you caught over 17
Yeah,
pounds
we'll-
on Lanier.
Tell us about where and how, and
Well, yeah,
Good
we'll lead
boy.
into the question of the week with a little Lanier segment. What did you
we gotta wake
do?
you up.
Big of a bag.
You hadn't even been on the camera. Come on now.
It's not even that big of a bag.
17
though.
pounds, man. These are
You oughta
winter
see him
guys
doing a
would
crappie
die to catch
episode.
There are
17
a lot of
pounds.
guys out there that never caught 17
For
pounds.
real.
Hurry up with the question before
I'm
Buddha
hardly
shows
caught
up.
half
That's
of it.
right.
I mean, caught every one of them on spinnerbait. One off the bed.
Off the spinnerbait? On
No,
the bed?
You pitching in there?
no,
Yeah,
I did
Just let it
not.
lay there. Let's
I
look
did
it off
not.
the bottom.
I did not throw a spinnerbait in the bed and it ate it.
Would you throw the bed?
The only thing I had laying there was a shaky head.
Well,
Did it have a Berkeley accent on it?
Absolutely not.
He don't throw the Berkeley Max scent like I do.
What the hell is he
Was
doing?
it the true good shaking head?
It was a true grit shaking head.
Was it the big with the EWG?
Mm-mm.
It was a regular
It was
shaky
just a
head.
regular old shaky head.
Regular shaky head.
Yeah. I threw it in front of her and she bucked her buck off the bed. I reeled it in. I threw it back in front of her face again and she ate it.
17 pounds is a good bag, in my opinion.
That
Yes,
a
it
good
is.
Bag.
It is.
Was it all largemouth?
It was 4 in one spot.
Gotcha.
So
That's a good bag for Lanier,
it,
though,
wasn't,
for
it,
sure.
wasn't, it wasn't bad. I mean, I got to enjoy it while it lasted Sunday and then Tuesday. So
Yeah, he went Tuesday. I was supposed to go with him, and I couldn't. And he waxed them on Tuesday as well.
yeah,
Same pattern?
It's a small window usually when you.
It got slow. It got. I caught them all day Sunday on spinnerbait. Tuesday I didn't catch them all day on spinnerbait, but I caught 6 before 9 o'clock, and every one of them probably would have been in my bag
Right.
if it was in a tournament that day. But I had 2 over 5 Tuesday, so I only had 1 over 5 Sunday.
Right.
So I had to rub it in on Danny because one of those 5-pounders he could have caught it.
See, he hear how he says that. Danny could have caught it.
Well,
Even Danny
it
could have
just-
caught that fish.
I mean, it just
Damn.
It
you
was just
missed
right
out.
there
You
doing
missed
nothing.
out on it.
I know. I hit him up about 10:30, and I said, "You waxing them?" And he just said, "You're missing out." That's exactly what he said. You're
I
missing
mean,
out.
I literally Sunday not so much. Well, I only got 15 bites Sunday. Tuesday, about every place I went, whether it was with spinnerbait or shaky head or another bait that I'm not going to name,
Right.
I got bit.
You got big. No, he said I missed out for sure
Yeah.
on Tuesday. So
So
All right. Okay. So there you go. So there's your Lanier update from Ryan. We woke him up. We woke him up to do that. So,
I'm just letting them enjoy their electric.
oh, listen, hey, let enjoy
I
the
fished
electric
electric for 2 years.
Yeah, you've done it before.
With
and
SWAT.
I hated it. I absolutely hated it
Why'd you hate it?
because by 12 o'clock
up,
I
Tatum?
didn't have no more trolling motor battery.
Well, that's because you don't ever stop, man. You're moving the entire time.
I didn't have no more trolling
You
motor
ain't got
battery.
the right batteries.
By God, I had
Speaking of
6 in
which,
that
you-
boat.
Man, we fish a lot of
Huh?
with the year you didn't.
I was about to say, I don't
Yeah.
remember fishing with the
Speaking
jet
of
right.
which,
Speaking of which, Eternal Lithium. If you need the right battery, you can get Eternal Lithium batteries here at Fish North Georgia. They've got a battery for every every aspect.
Which are now a stock
Huh?
option for Phoenix Bass Boat
They are a stock option for Phoenix Bass boats, and
and Skeeter.
they're good. And we use a 36 volt to power our Ultrex. And I can tell you, after fishing Saturday and all that wind at Lanier, they've got an app on your phone. It's got Bluetooth. They got an app on your phone.
Did you get it working?
I did. I got it working. And actually, when I got home,
don't know what-
we were running that spot lock all day, trying to stay in places and stuff like that. Ran the trolling motor all day. When I got home, we fished from 7:30 to 2:30, and I still had 59% battery left after running a 6-hour tournament. Running that Ultrex in that wind that was on Lanier.
Yeah, that
Your
was
dog
pretty good.
is Sad.
Oh, you have the batteries. A better shout out than me. All right, Tatum, I love you. My daughter is a nurse. She is doing great things down there at Choa, and she is saving babies' lives, which is far more important than what I'm doing right now.
Sound enthusiastic.
Hey, Tatum, I love you, baby. There you go. How about
we
that?
love you too, Tatum.
We love you, Tatum. Everybody loves you. So there you
The
go.
CEO.
The CEO of Fish North Georgia. There you
Temple
go.
said I run my trolling motor batteries all day and haven't run out of batteries yet. You don't fish as fast as I do.
I will say this, man. Ryan
Yeah,
does.
there's a lot of people that don't run their batteries
I mean,
out. When I get in
listen.
their boat, they're like, "Here, you get the front." I'm like, "We're dead." 10 o'clock. It's
Yeah.
10 o'clock and we're dead.
That's right. So actually,
I haven't.
he leaves a wake everywhere he goes in it with
I
his trolling
believe
motor. He
him.
does. He
I'm the
fishes.
same way.
I keep it on 70 minimum.
He
So,
does. Listen, I'm serious. You ain't doing no finesse or slow fishing behind him. You might as well throw what he's throwing. You might as well be complimentary fishing with him like that. If you're gonna get
listen,
left
I don't
behind.
I don't go out there. Fun day of fishing. If I'm gonna go fun fishing, I'll go throw me a shaky head around and catch some wherever I want to go.
Yeah.
But fun for me is getting 5 bites.
Oh, you're looking at the numbers. Yeah. It
I
goes,
mentioned it and it dropped.
I got to. I don't even pay attention to them.
See.
You can't. Okay, I got you. All right, so let's do the question. The question of the week. Okay. So what's that? What you need? Oh, I thought you was talking to me. All right, guys. So here we go.
Make Ryan not look like
Good luck with that.
Yeah, you got.
I don't know what you're meant to say, but good luck.
I'll get to
with
that question real quick after we do the question of the week right there, and Ryan will tell you what spinner bait he was throwing, or he'll give you at least as much juice as he's willing to give on that. All right, so guys, question of the week. The first one in the comments. And here, let me tell you something. This is an advantage of watching it on YouTube as opposed to Facebook. YouTube answers seem to come in faster. So next time, watch us on YouTube and make sure you subscribe when you do that. But we're going to give away 2 Jim Farmer custom painted emerald colored spy baits, not 1, but 2, to the first person in the comments that we see here that answers this question correctly. We're going to talk about this like in a second because these 2 really know it.
We got our phone out.
Yeah.
We're
I need those
Here we go.
Wow,
Do I need to give out a legal thing? Members of Fish North Georgia and their guests are prohibited from winning this prize.
I
So
saw the baits. I
God,
went, so.
me too.
they're actually pretty cool looking. So, all right. So here we go because we're going to jump on this lake right here. What year did Rocky Mountain PFA open to fish? Okay. Actually, I said what year. Actually, I want the date. Let's change it. What was the date, the specific date that Rocky Mountain PFA officially opened to fish? So first one in the comments gets 2 Jim Farmer spy baits. And again, while we're waiting, you guys watch that. Again, we want to thank Rachel Collins with 400homes.com for jumping on as a sponsor of the Livewell. Again, guys, if you're in the market to buy or sell a house, you need to give Rachel a call at 770-310-0599 and let her do that.
Right shoulder. Go
It's
ahead
right
and
over
point
here.
at it.
So let me do that. So yeah, right
Go ahead
there.
and point at it. There she is.
There we go. So beautiful sign back here and all that. 1997, incorrect. So and I want the actual date. The April 1st, 2006, incorrect, like that. But at least you're doing it right. So David Hightower, 3-1-97. Close, but no cigar. You're close. You're close. Very close. So, yeah, I like this. So, January 1st,
All y'all losing
97.
all y'all's Jeopardy money fast.
Apparently, our Google of it is different from your guys because we're seeing 97 a lot.
I
So,
got it off GON.
Yeah, so Ryan gave us this information. So
I got it off
we
GON.
Googled it just like you guys did. So, we'll keep going. Now, David Hightower, you're the closest. I'm going to tell you that right now. So keep going with it, and you're going to get these. 4-1-96, no. Man, listen, I hope you got the right answer. On this
I know.
That's what it said on GON.
2-1-97. No.
There's 3 lakes, so
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are we talking about
there's
Antioch?
three
Or are we talking about Heath?
We're talking about Antioch.
I didn't see anything about the other ones, but all I know is what it said was GON from the Georgia Department of Natural Resources, and it said this was the date that it was open,
Okay.
and it was open to public fish.
That's
There
a
you
hint,
go.
guys. Google GON.
So listen, I'm gonna tell all you guys that are saying 97 and 93, 97 and 96. That's you need to go back a little further. Okay, you need to go back a little further.
Just a little further.
And again, if this is wrong, here's
Well, I think they done opened it up to the Georgia Power people to fish maybe in '96 or something, and then it was open to the public in '97.
yeah, no, that's not
Not
it.
like Lucas.
Lucas did that.
I know.
Lucas did that. So there you go.
Everyone keeps typing.
All right,
the same
so
thing.
listen, I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys a hint. Yeah, there's several of them out there that have the date.
Keep guessing all them years.
I'm not gonna fall for that this time.
1969.
I am
Hey,
not.
would you blow me?
I am not gonna fall for that
Hey, would
this
you
time.
blow me? I believe you're right on it.
So let's just
Rushed it out of the park, baby.
let's just say, oh my God,
Hang on, I'll pull it back up.
pull
so
it back
you
up.
can-
Let's double check it.
I will double verify it right
I'll
now.
just say this: the right month and the
Hey,
right
Wood, send me
day.
a friend request on Facebook.
Yes.
Me and you got to be buddies.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I honestly tried to pronounce
You
it.
did, and I was sitting at
Jabba-
home and I was yelling at you,
Jabba-
going,
Jab-
"Damn it, Danny! It's not that hard."
Jabba
Who is Haywood Jabbaloni?
Jabbaloni.
Was he really trying to?
Yes, he was
was.
struggling. I was literally in tears that night.
Listen,
Oh my God!
Danny would have been like,
we're getting closer.
"You blow me."
Yeah, listen, I'm serious. with this.
Jabbaloni.
I thought it was Cajun or something. I didn't.
Like go Tigers.
There it is, right there.
493, 497, 492.
Rocky Mountain Lakes were filled and opened in 1993. Whoops.
What?
Whoa! There's your hint, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, I can give the year.
Brian's got 4193.
I can
But it's
give
not
the year.
4-1.
We gotta give that exact date.
That's 4-1
Listen.
Gotta love
No,
somebody
close,
trying.
Lee Gibson. You're close.
Lee,
You're close.
4193. It's something.
You're very, very close.
I mean, I'm looking at it right here. That's what it says right here.
Change the date.
5.
4297.
It's not April.
Oh, scratch that. Go back to March.
331,
3193.
It's not February.
329.
It's not February. And it's not April. For God's sake, somebody get it.
Damn, Lee, come on.
I was serious. You guys were. I mean, now.
Hey, they need to either hurry up and guess. or
Very-
Beasley sing Guns N' Roses.
No. Hey, listen. Right month, wrong day, right year.
Oh, I see where
There we go.
I see where everybody was getting 97.
There
It
we
says-
go.
Yeah,
Lee Gibson.
For all you guys, I see it
We
right
got
here in the
those
article.
5/8.
In the article right here. Hold on. This is in the article.
Listen.
The DNR, however, for all the guys who were saying 4/1/1997, on April 1st, 1997, the DNR assumed responsibility for the management
They took it over.
of the area, and thus the PFA was opened under DNR guidelines.
They didn't read all that.
Right. So actually,
But the actual lakes, the lake
wait a
was
second.
built.
Wait a second.
3193.
Wait a
We got
second.
Brian, and then we got Lee.
Lee got it first.
Go up. Oh well, I don't know. Say come in.
Oh.
They kinda come in
Hey, I tell you what. Hey, listen, guys.
Give them each one.
I tell you what. No, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
You're
give.
not getting two, you're getting one.
I'm gonna give both of you two.
Whoa.
So Lee
I
Gibson
thought
and
that
Brian
was mine and-
What
Marcus.
about your guess?
Ah!
Well, I got some for you guys too.
Dang.
So
I
that's
ain't got no frogs up there.
okay. So there we go.
What's your A-Ridge selection?
Yeah, right there. So I tell you what. So Brian and Lee Gibson. All right,
Hell
you two
yeah.
guys are going to get 2. Each of you are going to get 2
Good job,
Jim
guys.
Farmer custom painted emerald spy bait.
Lee
So-
Gibson, that's my buddy that I told you fishes hickory log all the time.
okay, there you go.
And Brian is
Yeah,
Justin
Justin.
Parks,
Justin's
yeah,
partner.
so-
partner.
all right, there you go. So we absolutely murdered that game right there. And
In 1 year prior to the DNR assuming responsibility for the management and implementing an 18-inch limit.
And just FYI, guys, those will not work on hickory log.
you don't think?
No, I don't know if
They
they
won't
will.
work.
I have no idea.
I don't
No
know.
clue. But a spy bait will work on hickory
They
log.
put-
I don't know about that emerald.
Yeah.
log.
The first thing that they did on Rocky that the DNR implemented was the socking of gizzard shad.
And that's what changed that lake.
That went well.
And
Yes,
it said,
that has gone
it
very
said
well.
right below that, this sentence right here, within a year of stocking gizzard shad, things began to turn around drastically.
I wish other lakes would.
The
read this.
fertilization
Can you
program
forward
proved
that to
very,
every other lake?
very
Yeah.
effective.
Forward that to the city of Canton
Yeah, we
City of
should.
Canton.
because they're the ones who are.
That's what it
supposedly-
says. It says the
Right.
fertilization program with the gizzard shad proved very effective within the next 2 years, increasing the forage base and thus the numbers and the size of the predators that were in the lake started to improve drastically. Fish caught over 10 pounds started to become a regular.
If somebody
This
would pay
bass-
me to do it,
this
I'm gonna have
bass-
worse than-
This bass was caught over 10 pounds 6 ounces. There's a picture of it. 10 pounds 6 ounces was caught from Rocky Mountain PFA in May of 2001.
And we're
So
talking
just
about Rocky
4
Mountain.
years after the DNR took
Yeah,
over.
I mean, that's the one we've been
4
chasing.
years.
She's 16 pounds by now.
Yeah.
But I'll go on a step further.
No,
not
she
long
dead.
ago, they decided Rocky Mountain decided to redo their records. They've never really actually kept records,
Uh-huh.
Started
and they wanted to start documenting records. And they said any bass caught over 10 pounds, contact them, and they would come out with certified scales. They'd weigh it and make you a record holder.
What about walleye?
Hammer.
Yeah,
Since that day, nobody has
It
ever
only
caught
counts
one
if
over
you turn it
10.
in.
I know.
And
I caught
turned it
2.
yeah.
Nobody's caught a 10-pounder and turned it in. Now they're saying that
There
there's
has
probably a
been a
couple of
few.
people that may have caught one. But I promise you, if you told me right now that you'd give me $1,000 for somewhere to take you to catch a
Yeah.
7-pound bass
7.
between 7 and 8, it's all I got to do is catch you fish between 7 and 8. I'd go to Rocky Mountain.
Mountain. I
Fucking
tell you,
9 though.
huh?
Fucking nine. I
A
said
9, I don't know, but
A
I
9 is not the
guarantee
question.
you,
But
there's
a
more fish.
5 to 9 or 5 to 7
5 to 8,
guaranteed.
5 to 8 guaranteed.
Yeah, it is. I tell
That
every
is the unbelievable.
I've seen him catch at least 3 over 8,
well,
and we've caught lots
That-
over 7.
that is Jeremiah. You're right. Tired Creek right now is probably down in South Georgia. It's
Yeah.
new, it's hot, and you know that will kind of probably level its way out right there. So seriously, I tell we're talking about Rocky Mountain PFA right now, and we're not talking about the trophy lake. So there's technically 3 lakes over there, but 2 lakes are basically one. They're connected by a culvert. We're talking about East and West Antioch over there. Both of those together are 559 acres. They've got largemouth bass, bluegill, channel catfish, red ear, crappie, and walleye, and we'll talk about that in a second. And the primary forage is gizzard shad. You can go to Rocky and see gizzards
I wouldn't
jumping out
know
of the
about.
water.
I don't know about primary forage. That lake has got a lot of threadfin too.
Does it?
It
Does
does.
Okay,
It's
all
got
right.
a lot of regular shad.
But it's got a lot of big.
But I'm
gizzards,
telling you,
too.
those 5 to 7 pound fish are on those gizzards.
Or on those
You find those
so-
gizzards, you're around. Those fish ain't far behind them.
It is. I tell everybody that if there was one lake to try to go, and I think I told Paul this, there's one lake to try to go catch a trophy, at least in North Georgia. Of all the lakes that are out there, I'd start at Rocky.
I told all my friends I'd catch my PB this year. It hadn't happened. I didn't fish as much as I wanted, but I figured that's where it came from.
Before we get to talking about the
What
bass
did
and
you do?
Rocky,
8
you did earlier this year, or when was it that you caught the walleye?
last year.
Oh, that was last year.
Last year you caught the walleye. You caught basically what would have been the lake record twice in one day.
Two different
walleyes.
He's like, I would have kept the first one if I knew I was going to catch the second one.
Yeah, I'd have kept them.
He
to get
didn't.
them.
He's like, I didn't want to just clean one fish. If I knew I was going to catch 2, I'd
And we're
have kept
talking
2.
what, 7 pounds?
Oh,
Something
at
like
least we didn't weigh them. But
Yeah,
The
I'd say 6 to
schedule.
8.
The what?
The scheduling thing
Uh-huh.
with how it only open, a certain amount of time.
That's Heath Lake.
Heath Lake.
Yeah, Heath's first 10 days of the month.
Yeah, first 10 days of the month. Get this. So, I'm talking about what you said about, other lakes needing to do something. This was voted on in 2006. 89% were in favor, while 11% had strong opposition to closing the lake.
Heath Lake.
Heath Lake. So it was voted on by.
So it was
who voted it?
unanimously.
Who
It said
voted it?
anglers were surveyed.
Anglers. Okay, so there you go.
To close it, to
or-
never fish it.
No,
11% never
to-
wanted it closed.
Oh,
89%
never wanted.
never
it closed.
wanted it closed. 89% were in favor of the schedule.
I'm not saying it ain't got any fish in it because it does. It's got some good fish in it, but
I don't think
I've
it's no better.
I've literally stepped foot on that lake one time. I've caught one good fish. Of course, I was in the back of the boat then, and it was way before Panoptics or anything like that. I'd like to go back and fish it, but I'm not going all the way to Rome from my house
It is a poke
to go fish a lake that I don't know anything about.
right.
When I can go to Antioch and
Yeah,
Well, that's what I've always said.
There's
too.
a certain
it's a
places-
lake you have to go relearn.
What's up, Kevin?
you'd have to learn.
You have to
a whole-
relearn it because
Yeah.
you'd have to learn
it's not a lake you just. I'll tell you, and that's one thing. Rocky Mountain is not a lake you go and bank fish. It's not. You
right.
can't.
There's some good
There's-
fish to be
there
caught
are
from the bank
days.
fishing.
I ain't gonna lie. I got second place bank fishing, but it wasn't.
Oh, I thought you
bank
were talking about fishing from the bank.
No, I'm
if
just
you was-
talking about-
like you was just standing on the bank
No, I'm
fishing.
just talking
I
about
did
going
too.
down the banks in
And
the
I'm like, there's
boat.
some places you can catch some dang good fish
Yeah.
from the bank on
Oh,
Rocky
yeah.
Mountain.
How about this question?
Exactly.
In your opinion, and which is better, east or west?
Ooh, I would say
East
probably
has-
west.
West has more to offer.
West has more to offer, but there are some beasts in east. They're just the watercolor is a little different between east and west. You can look at it on
They're two
Google
totally
Earth.
different lakes.
You can look at it on Google Earth, and the watercolor is always different between east and west.
So west is a little more stained.
West
Correct.
is a little more, to me, a little more clear.
Really?
I was gonna say the
East
east
is the east
I keep
has
getting mixed up. The
east.
left is the
Okay,
east,
when you
right?
go in,
Where do we put in for the elites? Like,
depends. I don't know, right or left. You tell me. If you go
left,
in and turn
left.
left, that's east.
East Antioch's got the berm right there at the boat ramp,
Correct.
the rock berm. So
Correct.
that okay, all right.
That water has a little. To me, I always pronounce this wrong. That tannic,
Tannic.
that darker color. It's got a darker color to it to me than the other lake, and it's
Yeah, it is.
tantric, exactly. But I mean, it's got a little different color to it,
Uh-huh.
and I'm not saying there ain't no big fish in it because they dang sure are.
They are.
I've caught we've caught some Goronans from over there,
Absolutely, yeah.
but to me, there's more in the West Lake than the East Lake.
right.
There's just more. There's more options to go and fish
in the west.
in the
Lake.
West Lake. The East Lake. If we put in the East Lake, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna hit here and here. And
I'm gonna hit
have to
here,
run 'cause I
here,
don't know what else
here.
to do.
Right.
If they're on the bed, this is a good pocket, but I don't want to do
We're
that.
on the bed,
Let's
we're
go to the
going
other side.
home.
Gotcha. And
Okay,
both lakes have a boat ramp,
both have a
But
boat
but
ramp,
you can't go
and
through the
you can
culvert
drive
to go
through the
back to it.
culvert. If
Um,
you're in a really expensive bass boat,
We've seen Ryan make it.
I've seen some really nice boats go through there.
We've seen a $60,000 Phoenix. Go
But
through there. We don't know
but
how they made it.
Would
but
I
they did.
take a $60,000 Phoenix through that hole?
No, it's kind
No.
of shallow.
I have by myself. Two people, it's great because two people, the person in the back can put their hands on it. When you're driving a trolling motor boat and you're squatted down on your hands and knees and you're trying to drive that front trolling motor with your hands through that culvert, the ass end swings around and
You're gonna hit.
you're going to hit every time
You're
by
gonna hit.
yourself unless you get it lined up right. Like I said, it's two people in the
He's a
boat.
pro. He's fished there enough.
Yeah.
I'm telling
He
you,
thinks I save it every time.
you
but I
save it
don't
about
touch
97% of the
I
time.
don't touch
Oh.
The one time I went by myself, I got to where I was going and my A-rig was gone. I picked my rod up and there was nothing on it. I drove back to the culvert, looked in the water, scooped up my A-rig with my net because I'd hit the wall and it pinched my line.
Pinch it off.
It
Yeah.
cut my line off and dropped it in the water in the culvert.
It will. What is your favorite, most successful technique for Antioch?
Ooh. Ooh.
Who is it?
Ooh. Do we know who that person?
No.
What's the time of year,
Yeah, he's
though?
a,
That's
he's,
the
he's a
biggest
regular.
thing.
He's a regular here. He-
That's the biggest thing.
you don't
This
fish
time of
against-
year.
What's his name, Ryan?
Joe.
Joe.
Hey, Joe.
What do you know?
Antioch.
It's the time of year.
What time of year?
well, let's
That's
just
the
say
biggest thing.
If it's February, they're going to be I'd say. Oh, let me rephrase that. I'll just go.
Where are they positioned?
Okay, yeah, it depends on where they're at. 90% of the time, my favorite thing on Rocky Mountain would be an A-rig. It don't matter if it's wintertime. It don't matter if it's summertime. 90% of the time, it would be an A-rig.
Right.
There is times, and when I say times, there are specific times when watercolor does not allow A-rigs to be seen by fish, and the water depth does not allow an A-rig to be thrown with effectiveness, that I would have to say find something else.
Find somebody.
That's some good info.
When I say find something else, I'm going to name off about 3 different items. Actually, I'm going to name off 4 different items. All 4 of these items will work depending on your situation. I'm going to say you can throw a very shallow running crankbait. You can throw a rattle trap. You can throw a jerk bait, and you can throw a spinnerbait, and you can catch fish on any. Oh, I'll take that back. 5 things.
Yeah, chatterbait.
You can throw a chatterbait, and you can catch some dogs on a chatterbait.
He caught a couple of dogs on it.
You can catch some big fish on a chatterbait.
Yeah, I will say my big fish from last year came right after losing one in East Antioch on a chatterbait. It was about 5 pounds or something, and I just got pissed. I was fishing with there, and I forget what we were fishing, and I threw my rod down.
We're there.
No, I didn't fish the elites with there.
Oh, that's right.
This was, I think, it might have been an EBO tournament.
You beat me in big fish that day.
Big fish.
Because
I had a big
EBO or something.
It was
That's
EBO,
right.
and I think I was just subbing.
That's right.
And
That is right.
I got mad. I was on the East Antioch over by the spillway.
Yep.
And it just passes, or actually before you get to the spillway, what is that that concrete structure that sticks
I know
out?
what you're talking about.
So in that bank
the
between,
dam.
in that bank between that and the spillway, I lost a big one on a chatterbait. And I got mad, and I picked up, I had a Texas rig.
Why'd you get mad and pick up a Texas rig?
I just got pissed because I thought I really laid into that I laid into that damn fish.
Dude, there's some monster.
He got off. I was
same
pissed.
spot.
Right
Same
off,
spot.
right. We call that Randy and Geiger spot. We don't really fish that, especially if Randy and Geiger are fishing.
That's their ledge, right?
Yup.
Yes.
We don't fish that if Randy and Geiger are fishing.
That's right.
We don't
respect
because I mean,
because Randy schooled us on it by himself.
Yeah, he did. He likes to talk when he's on camera, evidently. But
Randy's who you need to get in.
Randy
here.
is the man.
No shit.
Get
Did you
Randy
see
Moore in
him
here.
on
Randy Moore would love to talk.
Brett
Oh my God.
Cummings.
No.
When we had the
EBO
years
Classic,
ago,
Randy Moore had to fish it by himself.
dude, he was
Yeah.
like Kevin Van Dam talking
I know.
about what he was doing.
What I'm doing right here is I'm throwing this worm up here on this flat. And I'm
Boom.
Damn what?
Really?
I'm talking about
Oh, yeah.
he was good on the
Randy
camera.
was hammering,
I need
buddy.
to get it back up.
Yeah.
Do you know Randy? What's his last name again? Moore.
He was really good on the camera. He impressed me.
You always know if Randy's fishing a tournament because you hear him.
You
before
hear
the
him
last
Yeah.
coming across the lake.
You
He'll,
hear
he'll be talking about what you got.
His voice, something about his voice. It's not like he talks really loud. His voice,
it's recognizable.
it has that pitch that literally you can hear.
And it's not like annoying or
No, but
nothing.
it's
Like
one-
you
it's
just
just-
know it's Randy.
You hear Randy. We can
Yeah.
be sitting there fishing, and all of a sudden you hear Randy coming up the lake going,
Tim will look
"There's
at me.
Tim and Justin over there. Reckon what they got?" You know,
It is.
that kind of
It is.
thing.
He's a great guy.
and all he's doing is
He's a
talking to
great
the
guy.
guy in the boat with him.
I mean, he's an old guy though. I mean, he's probably 60s, late 60s,
Probably
think
I'd say late 50s.
late 50s. I'd say
He's
early
older than me,
60s.
you know?
He's older than me.
But
I'll say that.
anyway, he did really. I mean, he was fishing a
Good as
team
gold,
trail,
man. You
a
can't
team
beat
trail solo.
he won that.
And he did so good just on camera. I mean, he was literally talking to the camera like, we're throwing a worm up here. We've been throwing a crankbait. There's not a
Justin's
whole
trying
lot
not to
going
cuss,
on.
and Randy's over there telling everybody what he's doing.
I mean, I'm talking about he was damn on ESPN just going at it. I mean, I was kind of irritated we didn't have the second day when he whipped our ass.
He did it. He's
No.
good. He's him and
Yeah.
Geiger are very consistent when
He
they work
swears,
together.
he swears up and down that somebody made Brett Cummings mad, and Brett Cummings deleted the footage
On the second day.
On
of
the second-
classic.
on the second day. But Brett Cummings says that something happened to his computer or something. And
I've
everything.
never seen it. I'll have to go.
If
I'll have to go
you
watch
It
it.
was
Google-
only
if you
one
go-
day.
It's like I think it's broke down into 2 videos, 2 or 3
Parts.
videos.
I have to go back and watch it.
But the day 2, which was the day that Randy really destroyed us.
Yeah. Yeah, he won that
Randy,
all by
Randy,
himself.
Randy
Yeah.
kicked butt, and Jeff and David kicked butt the second day and blew us out of the water. We had to sit there and watch Jeff and David
That was the
Catching.
hardest thing.
catching and calling. We literally come across a fish floating, like struggling. We finally, at the end of the day, figured out what was wrong with it. It's one of them that they'd caught off the dang bottom, and they never bled it, but they culled it, and it was swimming around. I scooped it up, and literally on camera, I'm like, this fish was laying floating, and I'm putting this cull tag on it. I'm not cheating. We're going to
put it in our live well.
We put it in our live well to try to save it, and we let it go at the end of the day.
Because you could tell it wasn't dead.
It wasn't dead.
It just needs to be fished.
It was
trying to
swim
fished.
down.
It was trying to swim
But
down.
at the end of the day, we were like, Tim was like, we're screwed.
Yeah.
He's like, I guarantee you that fish was warm.
That they called, and it was. That's what it was.
They were on our hump.
They were whacking them one right after.
I remember that. They had to sit there. No,
We're throwing personal stuff out.
no, seriously. Yeah, no, but
They're on our hump, he said.
It's not our hump.
No, they were on that hump.
It is a hump that we've caught fish on before. Everybody's
That
caught.
people have casted
Everybody.
to
It is
while we were there.
It's a community hole, and if you hit it at the right time, it's
a very good hump.
It is a
Very
very
good
magical hump. Sometimes it is not.
If you make the right catch.
Yeah, absolutely. We have sat there before. Let's just say we have sat there before and weighed in 28 pounds off of it.
That was in a tournament.
And a tournament.
And what we
While
throw back.
while a fellow angler was sitting less than a cast away from us, throwing at our fish and not catching anything. We're culling 4 or 5 pounders while they ain't catching nothing.
Oh, you trying to get juice out of them like that? You trying to get some
You
sauce?
won't
going?
guess.
Yeah, but no, it was.
Yes.
They
Was it Pruitt and McKay?
It was not Pruitt McKay.
their GoPro video was probably getting a really good video of us catching fish.
Yeah, he didn't have a GoPro video.
What is okay? So a few weeks back, you two went over there.
A few weeks back.
It's been a month.
It's been about a month. Okay, so tell everybody about that day. You ain't gonna tell what they caught them on, but tell them about the amount of fish you guys
was
caught
a
that day.
Magical day.
He
And this
did it
is
all.
possible on
I didn't do it all.
Right.
I caught 23 pounds from the back of the boat.
23 from
See,
the back of the
if
boat.
anybody told you he caught 23 pounds from the back of the boat,
You think that was a
would
crazy
would
day.
you think that was an unbelievable day?
Absolutely. would
If
be
I told you
unbelievable.
he caught 23 pounds from the back of the boat and I caught 35.75 from the front, would that be a magical day?
Absolutely.
It
I mean,
was-
y'all almost had 60 pounds of bass.
Oh, there's no telling what we caught.
There ain't no telling what we caught.
There ain't no
For
telling. It
real.
was an
I mean, there ain't no
unbelievable
telling
day.
how many 4 to 5s we left.
Yeah, it ain't no tell. It's
I'm talking, dude. I'm
He'd
telling you, it was
he'd
a day we were catching 4-pounders. Like that ain't gonna help. Throwing it back like it was a hickory log.
at the end of the day, we decided we left one lake and went to the other lake, and we pulled into a place
Mm-hmm.
and we started. The wind was pretty rough that day. There was 3 boats. I'd say 4 boats. There's 3 or 4 boats.
4 or 5, yeah.
There was 3 or 4 boats in an area
As big as this. Shop.
as big as this establishment. When I
Uh-huh.
say this establishment, parking lot and everything.
Uh-huh.
That's how close everybody was. Literally a boat. We're sitting there watching them. They drifted, and I told him, I said, they're about to be on the ground. They're about to be on the bottom. That's how the wind was blowing them. I said, they're about to literally be on the ground. All of a sudden, their boat hit bottom,
Troll motor.
trolling motor, and spun. It turned them around. Next thing I know, they're literally like on the bank. He's got the back motor popped up. The front motor is pulled out of the water, and he's trolling motoring off of this spot.
I mean, he's on a flat.
He's on a flat.
That's probably 1.5 feet of water.
and
He didn't
or
hit the
less in
ground.
one spot.
Yeah.
Finally, they got off of it, and when they finally got off of it, they just kept going. Like they were just letting the wind drift them back and forth, whatever. Once they got off of it, we literally throw. I say we. It was we were fishing it. I caught 2 between 7 and 8 right there,
Where they were at.
right where they just run aground. Right where they just run aground, dude. He was in the dirt. And I caught 2 over 7 right there.
We got that on camera,
I
too.
hit that shit.
And the funny part is, one of them, when I caught it, runs straight to
That's the
us,
first.
goes under the boat. I'm like, it's under the boat and jumps behind us. It literally jumps behind us. I'm fine.
It wasn't about him. It wasn't about him.
We still call him up there.
Straight down.
It was only because after
number 3. Let's go, baby. I'm gonna stick at number 3 on the side of your boat.
No, I'm not kidding though. It was only because we were literally sitting there the whole time. He was like, "Dude, is that boat turning up mud?"
Uh-huh.
And then literally, I mean, it's probably
Come back up to us. Come back up to us.
it's probably an 8-10 minute time span.
Right.
I don't even know if it was that long.
It probably wasn't even that long, but I mean, I only made a big deal about it because we made a big deal about it on the water. You know what I'm saying?
Brought the hammer down.
Okay. All right. What
We're in the
Listen, hey, that's a new T-shirt we got to put out. They were in the dirt right there.
You put that
Okay.
on the T-shirt for sure.
What makes it even funnier? Is there's 3 boats. Evidently, these guys they all work together. There's 3 boats sitting there,
Clipper is here.
tied up together, and they're or not tied up together. They're over there together, and they're like taking pictures of fish.
Right.
And they've got
They're like 3 pounders.
yeah, they're like, okay, this is they basically had a little buddy partner tournament, whatever.
Right.
They were
Right.
just
Gotcha.
comparing what they had. And while they're sitting there holding up 3 and 4 pounders and doing it,
He's having 8
I
jump under the boat.
catch a 7 plus, and we get it in the boat, which calls a 6 plus, and we're like,
Calls a 6 plus.
I'm serious. Okay,
Yeah,
we
absolutely,
literally
yeah.
That was
we-
probably the 513.
okay, maybe a 5.
I think it was a 513.
Okay, we throwed it back.
Well, if
We
you had
put a
35
7 in.
pounds, if you had 35 pounds on 5, I mean, the only way you're going to get up to that is if you're cold and 6 pounds.
That's right,
Exactly.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
like I said, okay. Then a few minutes later, I catch the last one, and I got it, and it's coming to the boat, and I'm like, it's coming straight for us, and it goes under the boat, and I'm like this, and it bulldogs. My rod is under the water,
Right.
and all of a sudden, Justin's sitting here with the net, and I'm like this,
And we're like,
it jumps behind us, and I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" He's like, "I look like there's no way." And it comes back up, and like I said, it's a 7 something. It calls a 6 something. Well, anyway, they're sitting there watching. Everybody, I mean, there's like 5 people here watching us. We catch 2 7 pluses there.
and then pull up literally in the middle of them.
We're like right beside them,
because everybody, like, it wasn't nothing wrong.
we're sitting here. We're sitting here talking to them. We're like
In the middle of it, we got in there.
As we're talking to them, though, like, it was nothing wrong.
It's like, let me tell you something.
Let me tell you something, brother. They were in the dirt.
It's like wrestling. It is like wrestling.
He's Justin Reynolds just cutting promos for bass fishing.
We were talking to them.
Somebody get in contact with the
I'm like,
DNR.
like, hey, y'all took a day out,
Don't do that.
whatever.
Don't do
Oh
that.
yeah, we all work together. We're all out here just fun fishing. I'm like, yeah, we are.
I'm telling you, this was like, he literally looked like the baddest ever.
It was one of them. It was one
He's
of them
talking
days.
to people like, hey, weigh this, buddy. Oh, 614. This won't help us. Let's throw it back.
We literally, while we're sitting there talking to them. Okay, if you pull in
We're literally tied up to the dock on the fucking East Lake.
I'm going to give you a spot. I'm going to give you a spot.
That's where we're tied up to.
If you were tied off to the courtesy dock on the East Lake at Antioch, and you decided to make a cast out to the left over to that pocket. Anyway, we come around that rocky point where they were sitting on that rock. They literally were almost.
There's a boat on each side of it.
They were on the rocky peninsula. They were almost on the bank.
They were all around us and we were still catching them.
You done woke up, Ryan. You done woke him up. You done woke him up.
I wish y'all were here. You sit here looking across. We were tied up to the dock. You got them 5 pounders, boy. Let me tell you something. You ain't got nothing on us. Our smallest one's 613. What you know about that?
Oh my God.
It's over.
Big bass to the left of us. That's right. The big bass to the left of us. Oh my God.
How many viewers did we just lose?
Oh, it don't matter.
Get you.
7 pounder.
This is
We
gonna.
casted right. Get you. 8 pounder.
Oh. Yeah, that happened.
God.
That happened.
It really did happen.
The Russians
though.
attacked and they still caught them. They were bombing all around us. They were bombing to the right. They were bombing to the left. Oh my God, that's funny as hell.
We were ducking cover and still setting the hook.
We really were.
We were.
Get down, Justin. Stay down, buddy. Keep her pinned, though.
See the one that jumped off.
Oh, yeah.
We shouldn't have had a fish under 6 pounds.
Should have all been
Or
7.
under 7, sorry. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's like a Baptist preacher.
He took that going. He's
I
into
know a
Bible.
Baptist preacher who would preach the same way. My God.
We're in revival right here. Oh my Lord.
Oh my
So what you're saying? It was exciting.
The Russians attacked and they all caught him.
The Lord split the
Yeehaw.
eastern skies, and Justin said, "Hold on, Lord. We got to catch one more."
Oh my goodness.
He said, "All right."
Oh, we don't blow the internet up. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah. Yeah, go get you another one. Go get you another one. I listen, this is gonna definitely make our highlight reel. This is going when we do a highlight reel, this last 10 minutes is gonna make the
My
highlight reel.
stomach's gonna cramp.
That's funny. He was excited though, was he not?
Did. It was.
He,
It was. I mean, it was a serious story. And
It was
their
ours.
trolling motor got in the dirt, and he was still catching them. It was like,
I don't think I'll ever have a day that exciting like that.
Oh,
I
my
mean, seriously.
That's some pretty exciting days.
Look at that,
fishing.
look at that. He caught nothing but a 14-pounder with a shoestring and a bag of Lay's potato chips. Still caught him. Still got him. Could not be defeated that day.
Oh,
Oh,
my
okay.
gosh.
But in all
We
honesty,
still got 30 minutes.
oh, I don't know.
That was the day that Justin said,
Oh,
"You
Lord.
baffled me."
You baffled him. Hell, I guess so. He's still baffled by
He
it.
was baffled by it.
But
He
But-
was baffled.
oh my God, that
Oh my God! But yeah, our best 5 was what 35.75, and like I said, I lost one that was over 7.
oh yeah, just be nonchalant about it now. It's
I mean,
I
it was
lost
it
one
was
over
it was
But it's rocky.
it was
is
Rocky.
That's it.
It
That's
was
the
Rocky.
thing about Rocky. Rocky can make you a hero.
Rocky
and then a
will
zero.
make you think you are the greatest fisherman in the world for about a 15 to 30 minute window.
Oh look, Pinkston's on here now. We don't woke Pinkston up.
And then it will make you think that there ain't a fish in the entire lake.
Yeah. Hold on. He's not going to give a crap, but
What?
shout out to Steve Pinkston. He lost his Clark Hill spotted bass record
Oh
a couple
man,
weeks ago.
that's it.
So
Our
our
condolences.
our
You're still
Our
condolences.
number one in our
condolences.
hearts.
You are number one in our hearts. Dang.
which I still can't believe that the spotted bass record on Clark Hill is on like 4 pounds and something.
Do you know? Do you know? While
Zero-
we're talking about
zero.
records, do you know who owns the brown trout record for Lake Lanier?
Brown trout, not trouser trout.
Brown trout record
He's
for
in
Lake
this
Lanier.
room.
He is in this room.
He is
And
in
it's
this
not me.
room.
He is somewhere in this room.
It
He
is
in
not
this
me.
room.
Put the camera
May-
on him. Put the camera
May or
on him
may
right
not
here.
be wearing a black shirt.
He might, and, yeah,
Maybe.
and he might look like Goldberg.
May or
He
may not be.
caught a
6 pounds.
6 pound
I
brown
don't think
trout.
Brown
Pinkston.
trout.
Hang on a minute. I don't know if Pinkston knew.
Oh
He didn't even know it was a shocker.
man, that's a crappy way to find out your record got broken.
I really am
Sorry for your loss, Steve.
Oops, our bad. Oh, well,
Sorry, Steve.
well, damn.
Eat you some nuts, be all right.
Oh, that's like finding out you're getting divorced on Facebook right there or something like that. That sucks right there.
Hey, Steve, your wife's cheating on you.
That does.
Facebook just told me.
Yeah, that absolutely sucks, man.
Yeah, it does. It's just, Ryan just broke the
It's
news.
cool. Look, he didn't do
He's
it.
already over it.
Oh my god.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie to you. When I saw that GON, because when that girl caught that rainbow,
Yeah.
they originally listed it as a brown trout. Because when I caught that
How? It doesn't even look
When they-
remotely
when it-
like one.
when it first was caught, somebody posted it and said, "Hey, she just caught like a I don't remember, 8 or 9 pound,
9.6.
9.6 brown trout out of Lake Lanier. Well, then it got specified that it was. I looked at it, I'm like, it looks like a rainbow to me, but I saw the picture, and then all of a sudden it got changed. But it was a rainbow.
So you're still the record
But
holder.
they
How the
supposed.
hell can you discern the difference between a brown
I don't
trout
know.
and a
I don't know.
rainbow trout?
Hey,
They're completely
when
different.
I caught my fish, the dude. This is back before Hammond's was moved to the new building. It was the old building.
Oh man.
There was a D-bag up there that worked there that my partner that was fishing with me that day. Well, I say partner, buddy of mine. We were fun fishing in Baldridge, just a random Saturday out there fun fishing. Put in at Mary Alice. We were running. It was in March or April. I think it was April. We were fan casting flukes
People
over
taking-
points, whatever.
people taking
They
notes.
are.
It's
Right.
like,
Hold on a second.
it's April next week.
I caught that brown trout on a fluke in like 35 foot of water at the mouth of Baldridge Marina.
Damn, a fluke in 35 foot of water.
You know when you come out of Mary Alice and turn left to go into Baldridge Marina,
Yes.
the big huge rocky points on both sides,
Right.
where the no weight buoys are at,
I'm writing it
on
down.
that rocky point right
Justin,
there to the
all
left.
right, he's been gone a minute.
I caught it right there on a white Zoom super fluke out of 35 foot of water. And as soon as I caught it, he's like, "Dude, do you know what that is?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's a trout. I thought it in the live. I thought it in the live well because it was cool." He said, "Yeah, it's a trout." He said, "No, you don't understand. It's a brown trout." He said, "There's no lake record on brown trout." I'm like, "How do you know that?" He said, "GON posts the records every February." He said, "It was not in there. There is no lake record for brown trout on Lake Lanier. That's a lake record." I'm like, "Okay." He said, "You don't understand. I'm not making another cast till you go get that fish weighed." And I'm like, "It's like 10:30 on Saturday morning." I'm like, "Sucks to be you." We fished for another 30 or 45 minutes. He literally sat on the back of the boat and never made another cast for 30 to 45 minutes while I was fishing. I'm like, "Dude, are you serious?" He's like, "I'm serious. I'm not going till you take that fish and have it weighed." I said, "I'm not making another cast." I'm like, "Okay." We loaded the boat up, drove to Hammond's, went up there and had it weighed. And the guy at Hammond's, I don't remember what the guy's name was, but he used to duck hunt duck or goose hunt on Lanier a lot. He's like, he weighed it and it was 6 pounds exactly. And he's like, "Looks like a stalker fish to me." And I
Who cares?
didn't take it as an insult. Brad took it as an insult. He said, "That ain't no damn stalker fish. I was with him when he caught it. He caught it out of Lanier." He thought I caught it out of like a trout pond,
Right.
and went up there saying I caught it out of Lanier.
Right.
What Brad assumed that guy was saying.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, anyway, but I ended up taking it to the head DNR guy, whatever, the guy that he literally was in charge of Lake Lanier when it was in the 80s.
Right.
And he swore up, he's like, he said, "We never had a record because," he said, "brown trout never could survive the summers." He said, "Water temperature would get so hot, the brown trout would die." He said, "Stripers would eat them." He said, "They would die." He said, "They never would get big." He said, "Even back in the 80s when we stocked them," he said, "they never got over bigger than like 2 pounds."
Right.
He said, "It's definitely a brown trout. You caught it out of Lanier," so they certified it.
There you go.
And it was there ever since.
How
But
big was it?
6 pounds.
6 pounds, and that record still holds.
Every February, GON, when they post the records in their magazine in
It says
February, it's in there.
Your
Timothy
picture
White.
in there?
Not a picture, just a.
Well, it's not.
I would post a picture, but it's got a creepy. It's back my creepy.
He's back. Justin's back.
Justin's back.
Justin's back.
He didn't have 7-pound walleyes, but
Dude, you did have to, but
He did.
you
Hammer.
did, and you should have had
He
him
told me to
weighed.
throw it back.
No,
You should have had him weighed, dude. What is the record?
I have no idea.
dude, he told me the guy that the very next week. I mean, we were pre-fishing for like 4 months straight.
Damn. 4 months. We got a tournament in
I
September.
know, we had
gotta
like
start
4
right now. Ryan, right now. I need to know right now.
Hey,
That's pretty much right.
4 months.
hey, we
ahead
really
of
had
y'all.
like 3 tournaments in a row. We were fishing the solos, the elites. I'm not bullshitting.
I got you.
Hey,
I got you.
We was getting
I
prepared.
sent him. Okay,
Saw
I'm
the
not
troops
kidding.
building up on the border.
Rocky Mountain is an hour and a half from my house,
Sure.
door to door.
I would drive there every day.
It is
I
an
know.
hour and a
It
half from
takes
my
him
door.
like a month to get there. but-
4 months. I know. I mean, seriously. You reckon
I'm not kidding.
they take
I'm not
it serious. 4 months.
Rocky Mountain is an hour and a half from my
Tim.
house.
I said, Justin.
We fished it.
Tim, we got it.
times
Tim, we got it. We got to
in
practice.
Like a month and a half. I fished it 7
That's
times.
yeah. We got to go.
I'm not bullshitting, am I? I mean,
We got to practice.
I'm
man.
being for real. I mean,
Practice.
I got a tournament in
Practice.
2023. We got to
we
go.
call it. Hey.
We got to go.
Oh,
January, last couple weeks.
We're
of
talking about
January.
buying a house off of. We're gonna buy a house over there off of.
Facebook.
We're gonna buy a house.
If you want to buy a house, you need to go to Rachel Collins at 400.
Yes, Rachel Collins.
If Rachel sold this
Yeah.
house, I'm gonna buy this vacation home over on Martha Berry Boulevard, or am I going
No.
North Texas Valley Road?
Texas Valley Road.
Texas Valley Road,
Big
Northeast.
Texas Valley Road.
Big
Yes.
Texas.
Yes.
Not small Texas.
And,
Big Texas.
I'm going to
Big
stay
Texas.
in it for about February 15th to March 15th, and anybody else can rent
Rent it after that.
it after
You
that.
won't have to stay in that hotel no more, will you?
Oh no, where you get bed bugs and
Hey,
shit. No.
listen. All right, listen. I'm not gonna lie.
That is the greatest place ever.
He'll put us onto this hotel.
I put us on a discount,
It's
boys.
a discount. Just
Now
like
we've got
the,
another one. Just
we-
give us $600 a night.
we-
Go to the
We're
Sun
good.
Suites Inn,
Sun
baby.
Suites Inn in Rome. We open it up and it smells like a crime scene. I'm like, what the hell are we doing here like that? But I will say, other than the crime scene smell, it slept comfortable. And
Did
Yeah,
anything
what's
get
that?
stolen?
nothing got
No.
stolen. It was good. I did not really believe it. But hell, we took everything out of the boats and put it in the room.
Tim said, "Yeah, what you do here is you get the room
Just
closest to the
Justin
door.
Kurt.
You back up as close to the door as you can."
You do. You do. I
We
mean,
have
it's hard
slept.
time.
We sleep, like I say, we sleep 4 to a room there, and every member of that 4 usually has a
Four
gun.
to a room.
So
We
one person can keep watch on
we
Well, we
you have
had.
a couple of light
He's
sleepers.
talking now, but we had 2 to a room. I had my own bed.
Back in the
Yeah.
old
I
days,
remember we drank some beer with y'all.
We
that
slept
night.
Yeah.
4 to a room, and every
That's
member of
what
that
was wrong
4
with
had a
him and
gun.
Mike.
Every member had a gun.
I'm not even gonna go there. This is the one episode that I ain't had to say nothing. I mean, I'm not. I am clean this episode. It's all done for me. You know, this has been great. I've washed my hands of that. But it was interesting.
That's
but
why
actually,
you invited us.
I did. Listen, you've been a good time.
You needed a good streak.
I'm amazed that we made it an hour and 46 minutes in, and there has nobody said anything about being the A-Rig master.
I know. and I was going to introduce you.
Or
Dave.
A-Rig secrets.
Or
any-
Frog.
Or Frog.
Alan mentioned the frog
How
like
do
4
we go
hours
an hour and
ago
45
before we
minutes
started
and you
talking
don't talk about Frog,
catching them all.
A-Rig,
That's why he threw.
Buzzbait?
I will say this: Tim Wyatt is responsible for me learning how to throw the.
Hey, what did I bring tonight? And I ain't even got it.
I don't
What did I bring?
What an A-Rig.
It was a buzz bait with a toad on it. It was.
Hey, no, don't tell nobody.
Don't tell nobody you got a buzz bait with a toad. I will say this. Listen, the first time I ever threw an A-rig, we were over on Cedar Creek.
It was a broken arm,
He
David.
gave me one. Instead of 4, it had 3. He
I had
goes,
broken arm off. Said, here, Danny,
I
throw
think
this.
he was just pacifying me. Just
He
throw the damn
was.
thing, Danny. Just throw it. And I threw it. I was like, second cast or something. I caught a fish on it. I'm like, hey, might be something to this.
And then he told you about my pocket.
Oh, yeah, but I ain't been back to that.
Where pocket?
That
Where?
pocket. Oh, I know what you're
10
talking about.
XD pocket.
Oh, yeah. Did I tell you that?
You told him about it.
On
I
Cedar
thought you
Creek?
told him that.
I told
No,
you
Latham.
Oh,
about
no,
it.
no,
Yeah.
on Latham. And I went up right down the middle with the 10
And
XD,
caught
and all of a sudden I
right.
went, whoa, yeah, this might be something.
And I never in a million years thought that a 10XD would work in that pocket
And it did.
without coming back hung up. And
It did for a little
I
while.
actually, to be honest with you, I think I've got several hung in that pocket.
I have. There's a tree out the
there
middle
is
of
a
it.
brush pile, and I
Yeah.
know the person that put it there. There's a brush pile that's in the middle of that.
Well, if you go down there and dive it, it's probably got about $200 worth of crankbaits
I agree.
sitting on it.
I'll give it to you. I got a couple of them in it.
Y'all need to get a
I
better
like
lure
fish
retriever.
heads.
Actually, if you want a plug knocker, we sell them upstairs at Fish North
Those
Georgia,
ain't
$2.50. But if
tackle jet ski
the
special.
jet
And you will
ski
get
special,
those with Tim's.
that's right. But I do remember that. That's the first time I ever caught a fish on an A-rig, and it was a crippled A-rig. It was crippled.
He'll teach you that offshore shit.
I'm gonna give y'all a little word of advice. If you want a good A-rig retriever,
Sorry.
go spend the extra money. Go buy you a Mac
It's
Fars
funny.
striper,
Umbrella rig.
umbrella rig
That's
retriever.
an umbrella
It
rig
weighs
retriever.
like
42 pounds.
42 pounds.
Yup.
Put it on 1,800-pound mule
Mule
tape that you
tape.
can get from the phone company. If you need some,
Shout out AT&T.
hey, shout out AT&T. That's my sponsor.
Bright yellow.
Hashtag pro staff AF.
Pro Staff AF. There you go. There you go.
Pro staff
If you
AF.
see
baby.
somebody shining
he's
across the lake,
He's
it's
the
him.
first person I ever seen that. Somebody made a post like that, and I remember Tim going, Pro Staff AF or something like that. I went, I know what he was saying. I know exactly what it means. It's as, and then we go.
It's Justin's in the room.
That's yeah.
Come on, don't make me
But
call you
anyway,
that word.
You
Come
can
on now.
you
Just
can
say
grab
it
your
loud.
A-rig. You can move if you want. Hey, Lanier guys, if you really want to do it,
Gaten, what?
if you really want to do it, you can go out there and move other people's brush piles that you find and put them in places that you want them
I'm still on there.
with 1,800-pound mule
I know,
tape
right?
and that little retriever. You can hook the brush pile, move it wherever the heck you want
You
to,
can.
and
Trust me, they do it on there.
absolutely you can do it.
My brush pile was here. That's 25
I've
yards
heard
to
there's
the
been a
left.
few moved on late or hickory log.
There's been a few.
I don't know who's
so.
moved them, but I've heard a few people.
Latest
I
Epic
guarantee
Boys
you
video
can
has
do
some nice A-Rig Lanier action. Actually, I do believe the tournament that I fished, the A-Rig was what won it this past Saturday. I did not throw it. I actually had a daggum question, but I'm laughing so freaking hard. Oh, does AT&T sponsor your bright yellow rain suit? Do you still have that?
Used to.
He
I finally broke down and spent the money and bought an
He
actual
had-
decent rain suit.
he had the most glow in the dark rain suit.
I look
in
like
the
a
history
He
of
big-
the
still
league.
does.
I
Hell,
look-
bright red now.
I look like the
bright yellow.
Gorton's fisherman,
He
dude.
did
I
look like
had,
the Gordon. He looked
I had
just
the
like
big
Gordon
AT&T
fisherman.
bell on the back and
It
everything.
was as yellow as you can find, and I mean, like
When-
you
when
could
you
spot him 152
First
yards
time I
from
ever
a
fished
mile
with him,
away.
it started raining. He said, "You ready to see my sponsor?" We said everybody around the lake's going to see it. He
Yeah.
pulls out his bright yellow
Hey,
rain.
it's right,
It's the
dude.
best free rain suit money can't buy.
There you go.
It is
There you go.
absolutely.
But when you want to spend $500 for a Bass Pro Shop 100 mile per hour,
Now he
rain
puts
suit,
it on when the
that's a
wind.
pretty good
Now
one
he
too.
puts
but
it
costs
on when the wind's
$500.
blowing like 20 mile an hour. He's like, "You think I need my rain suit?"
I might need it. You know, when you get
You're still
older like
laughing.
me, old
you're
grandpa
about,
here, you
you're
know,
gonna spit on me or something. I see you're about to blow up laughing. I know you are.
He's about to do something. I don't know if he's going to come across the table and hit me. or
No,
hit
he's not
you.
gonna hit you. Listen, you woke him up. You made his night right there. This is gonna be one of the more memorable episodes for him. I'm telling you, when we cut a highlight reel,
This will be in there.
this is gonna be in there. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Because that was about 15 minutes of just absolute classic right there. You two
it's in
guys.
the dirt.
It's in the.
I
I know. I was like
That dude, literally, I'm serious. He went from being in the
Right,
dirt.
yeah.
Clean for
To
us.
on the back.
I'm talking about running up on the bank, like having to pull his motor, like, "Oh shit!"
He had done.
And then Tim's like, "Oh shit, I'm gonna cast it." I'm not kidding.
I'm like, let me throw in his wake.
I'm not kidding.
I guess we need to get a T-shirt made with those shit.
Oh, can you get? Hey,
Hashtag oh
hey,
shit.
can you get a hashtag? Oh shit, he's in the dirt.
He's in the dirt. Oh yes. I mean,
Can you?
100 mile per hour suit on an electric rig. Well, listen, with some
Hey,
of the wind here
You've
lately,
seen the wind lately, right?
is it not like blowed every single Saturday?
Every single.
Every single Saturday. It's been
That's
windy.
why I took Wednesday off. I'm like, it's going to be 80 degrees. Wind's going to be blowing. Fish are going to be biting. Guess what? Wrong.
The wind didn't blow like they said
It
until
did.
later.
It blew, but it blew from the whole totally wrong direction and shut Latham down.
Shut Latham down. What's that, Ryan?
The new pattern is get somebody to get up on your dirt.
And then
Just
test
roll
that,
up
and
there
then
where
test
they-
Hey, you think
The
it's
water
funny?
has to be 53.3.
50, you got 53.3. You got to be in the dirt.
8-foot road bed.
You got to remember, I've been out of the Lake Lanier thing for close to 10 years now, but used to years ago, your fish shut down, you can get on your big motor and drive over your spot,
You still can.
and it would make the bait fish go a little loopy
You still can.
and bust them up, and the bass would come up and bust them.
You can push them.
But we
See,
can't. We
that's-
can't.
Don't do much pushing.
That was an old
We
trick.
can't do that in the electric rigs. Though,
We
is it?
can, but it's
You
it
can,
takes you
I
about
promise.
15 minutes to go around and around.
So we're like, what the hell are they doing?
They must be
Something's
hey,
Something's wrong with the prop.
they must be calibrating the compass.
That's right.
We out here calibrating. We good.
We're calibrating.
I'm calibrating my Garmin.
My puck ain't picking up. So
Yeah.
oh my
That's
goodness.
a real excuse. His His Ultrex
We
got a
don't
mind
even-
of its own.
I
have my
am the
puck hooked
worst,
up.
dude. I am the worst luck.
You ain't
for
gotta have a
electronics.
puck hooked up. I had a damn Tarova for 3 years.
You ain't gotta have a puck
Unless you're in the dirt, you don't. I had a Tarova, and I've never hooked a puck up in my
You
life.
ain't gotta have that puck to catch
Like I can
fish.
fish 2 inches of water or 200 foot of water. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying. All of that. I'm just saying.
No sponsor here. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying.
I tried to give my puck to him to show him his puck wasn't.
My puck don't work. I'm the world's
His
worst at
puck's got a
technology,
mind of its
man.
own, but
My puck on my Ultrex has never worked from day one. I've
Oh.
never been able to get it to sync up.
This has been like the best show for memes and sayings and hashtags. We're gonna have a
And-
ton of
and
them. after this show.
hashtags.
just make me rich, please.
Hashtag, if you've got a Garmin, just FYI, do not update it ever.
Oh yeah, you had
And
some
if
bad
you
luck
do,
with
follow
that.
him on YouTube for more updates.
I would give
Oh,
any
yeah.
follow me on update advice.
What happened with that update?
It's horrible. It absolutely. I literally went from being able to see an A rig at 100 feet to where I would be lucky to see it at 40.
In our last tournament at fucking Lucas,
Language,
he's
bro.
throwing his buzz bait at fish over 40 foot of water. He's like, oh, there's one.
Buzzbait.
Yeah.
I done lost my interest. You know,
I'm like, what are you doing?
they might come up. It was hard. It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible.
Like, pick up the fish head.
So so here's the thing. This is like Rachel's first show as our sponsor. She's right over there. Oh my god.
Hey, I need somebody to wrap my boat.
So well for an hour and a half.
We were there. I didn't
Hey,
say
yeah.
anything tonight. I was on my best behavior.
Rachel, we're looking for sponsors. We
Yeah.
don't call anybody. We don't call anybody.
Glenda
we don't-
Mitchell don't call us either.
We don't beg. We don't.
Who's Glenda Mitchell? Who's Glenda
Who is
Mitchell?
Glenda Mitchell?
Who
You
is-
ain't drove down 75?
I have no.
We don't beg for sponsors.
is
We
it-
don't pose
are
in
they
front of
like-
our boats.
Is she like the Mark Spain on
She's a
75?
lawyer.
Oh, she's a
You've been in an
lawyer.
accident. Call Glenda
You,
Mitchell.
oh, gotcha.
See? If she would have been on my boat, y'all would have known who she was.
I want the strong arm guy.
Oh, listen, no, actually, Josh filmed for him like a week and a
Tell
half
the strong
ago.
arm I want to be his.
He
I
said-
want to be his boat.
he
dealer,
said
his boat guy.
He said he's really he did that strong arm is absolute kind of like a fake portrayal, or guess what? The reality is different than the commercial. Is that kind of sum up what he says a little bit?
Yeah, let's just keep it there.
Yeah, we'll keep it there.
He told
So,
us how many people he employs in his office.
oh, it's 1 million.
Oh,
It's
he's
a ton,
He's got
yeah.
200 people.
Swing your right
He's-
hand.
He said he only has he has just 200 people.
What about
employed.
202?
He rents out 3 levels
We're
of
cheap.
a building down in Atlanta, and
Hey, James Richards will sponsor you.
yeah, he rents out 3 levels of a building in Atlanta.
Dang, Michael.
Jerk you off
I
the
didn't
boat.
realize you've been there.
Oh my lord!
Michael, did you read that after you typed it? I'm just going to ask if you actually did you think about that comment, because I'm gonna get on Tim's boat tomorrow.
Everybody's wanting to ride with Tim now.
Tim, actually, I got a tournament stand.
You want to ride with me?
2 weeks? 2 weeks.
Take
And
Tim.
yeah, Tim.
Y'all go to the main lake.
Yeah,
Tim likes
hey,
the main
listen.
lake.
We'll go right. We'll go back in the
Y'all
cove.
go white head.
I want to see what this Ultrex can do. Steve Pinkston, it won't keep. Can I borrow Tim's Ultrex? They're like, "What are you doing, Daddy?" Well, it's just Ultrex here. Just hold on a second.
Oh my God!
Hold on.
Oh, your new sponsor is
About an hour later, Tim, I got to borrow your Ultrex again. Oh my Lord,
Rachel's right there.
that's not very. Yeah, I should have done that. Oh, again.
ratings just went. I
Look
ain't
at-
figured out if ratings went down or up.
Look at they're dropping off like flies now. They're like, oh my gosh, we're gonna get somebody.
What was the last lake we were trying to do?
We're not gonna do it. We're not gonna do it. I think we're
We're
wasting.
still doing that. Like,
Actually,
Do it.
that hard labor.
I don't care what you do.
Well, hard labor. Y'all got a tournament
We're
there
gonna
too.
catch them anywhere we go. It
it
don't matter.
sucks. I hate it. I don't like it.
All right, Justin, how do you feel about hard labor?
How do you feel about hard labor, Justin?
I got 2 tournaments coming up there.
You been there before?
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, he's fished
Like
it.
it?
Yeah.
All right.
We're gonna catch them.
All right.
And look at Tim. Nope.
Look at Tim. No, we're not.
I'm a
The
pessimist.
one guy that thought we were gonna catch him at Lucas.
Yeah, we
The
suck.
one tournament I thought
we were going to hammer them. Yeah, it didn't happen.
Oh, that's funny as crap.
When
All
you
right.
pre-fish as good as we did on a lake that literally was open for 4 days.
But that's where we're
Okay.
different. When I have I can have a horrible pre-fish and I can just see something about it.
From now on, I don't even
I'm
know if I
okay,
want to pre-fish anything ever. That's how bad. That's how bad.
December don't count in March.
That's how bad.
Applications
What?
for partners.
Hey, look. Why? Hey, look. Hey, your Ultrex showed up in a plain brown box. That's why. Yeah, it did. Just like, yeah.
Actually, it showed up at somebody else's house.
Did it really?
Yes,
Yeah, he had to go and get it.
I ordered it after I moved, and I forgot to change my shipping address to
What?
on eBay. And
Oh,
literally, the second I hit the button, and it says, "Oh yeah, your order it's going to ship to such and such." I'm like, I don't live there anymore. and I couldn't change it. But luckily, the woman that bought my house is extremely nice and wonderful.
Minn
woman.
Kota is known for their discreet packaging.
Wonderful. She's a wonderful
Great.
woman. I sent her a message on Facebook, and I was like, "Hey, listen, I just ordered I ordered like a
Ryan, I had the batteries dead. on my
$2,500 package
That's
coming to your house."
But if you get hey, listen, that's true. But if you get the 36-volt eternal
If you
lithium
get the
battery,
lithium,
if you get the 36-volt eternal lithium
Ryan
battery,
can
you can
run
have a
much
joyous
longer.
day on the water all day long. Plenty of power to do whatever it is you want to do with your old
Killed
tracks.
it out. It's
Available now at Fish North Georgia.
Bang! Killed it.
Oh my goodness! All right, okay, we hit the.
Ryan
But
will
yeah.
have the battery.
Michael has been on my boat. He knows how bad mine can get.
I know they do. They are
You're
snatchy.
what?
Dude, my
Well,
old
tricks.
track.
No.
He knows.
I don't know what. Justin-
Mine will all of a sudden, it just out of the blue, it'll just randomly decide to go back to. There is a certain setting that you can only change on the remote on an Ultrex, and it's the boat size. And nobody ever told me this when I bought it, but thank you, Brett Cummings. We're sitting there just talking at Latham Boat Ramp. I was pulled up out there and was talking to him, and he's like, I told him what mine was doing. He's like, you need to go in and calibrate your boat size. He said, you're probably on 0. He said, go to, what is it?
-1 or
Negative 2.
Yeah.
-2 instead of there's -2, -1, 0, +1, +2. Anyway, mine gets reset to 0 by itself
and it starts.
randomly, just out of the blue, randomly. And I hit spot lock, and then all of a sudden that sucker will literally
Did you
go.
have a perfect breeze coming?
It can be just as steady and calm
And it'll
from
be
that
like,
direction. And then all of a sudden mine will go hard 90 left, hard 90 right,
I mean, it's
hard
working
90
out.
left, hard 90 right. And it'll get to the point to where
Sounds like it's getting a rhythm.
you'll stomp the foot pedal, and you'll be like, start it over. You're like, okay, stop, and you'll hit it again. And next thing you know, it's perfect.
He's for real though.
I mean, I'm serious. It
He's
will
like beating the
literally.
shit out of me. He's like,
I will. I'm telling you. I mean, and I thought I was the one we was going to have to worry
I
about.
know.
sorry.
You got steam coming off your head or something like
It's
that.
my-
His eyes are glaring up.
Seriously, is that dust from where he's stomping or what?
Yes.
Oh my
It
lord.
is.
Okay, all right. So
We need to clean house around here.
we did Blake's hair from like 2 years ago. Is still on the floor over there. No, seriously, it's over here in the corner.
I see it now.
It is.
Don't
Okay,
stop no more.
I will say this.
Don't stop.
I'm joking.
I will
stop.
say this. Yeah, all of us are gonna bloody noses tomorrow. This is
Snakes started coming out of the boat. Justin goes to stomping.
That's why I should stay in the back. I'm good. Just throw my buzzbait around.
Put Swan on an 8-aught hook. Cast it out there. Kaboom! 8-pounder. Cull that son bitch.
Y'all wait. That's what they're gonna be caught on tomorrow.
that's a true grit bag shad right there.
Grit bad shad.
Hand
Hey,
tied,
for real. All right,
hand
get-
tied ride special.
Hand tied 10 minutes before the show.
Bag shad.
That
true
will
grit.
catch them tomorrow morning. I wish,
Pictures to follow.
I wish I had my
What?
buzzbait.
Oh, your buzzbait? That is Georgia Blade.
Georgia Blade.
Georgia Blade Buzz.
Georgia Blade buzz bait.
You're going to see one with them show up too, I promise.
That's
Okay,
the
I believe you.
Best
Man.
buzz bait on the market,
I believe you.
hands down.
I believe
It
you.
is.
I absolutely believe you.
Hands down.
Okay.
The
Well,
old,
are you ready to go home now? Ryan?
Hey, I've got my partner going to J.W. Smith in 3 weeks.
I'm surprised you didn't
With one
start
rod.
5 months ago.
One rod.
5 months.
One rod.
5 months from now.
No, we
I'm
was
going.
pre-fishing 3 months ago.
Okay, I got you.
They
I
still
got
gonna be
you.
eating the same shit.
I got you.
They're gonna be on bed, and I'm gonna be over there throwing something wild and crazy.
Look at him doubting me already.
Okay, no, nobody. Listen,
Not
I mean,
dating
this is the best show I've done sober.
Best show I've done. Period.
I mean, seriously,
The
I
only
I'm
show
on-
I've done with you sober.
know it. I'm serious. I'm
You
like,
sober.
yeah, I know it. I'm like on a diet. I can't. So, but I don't feel like I missed
I'm on
out.
a
So
diet
that's
too, but
great.
I ain't sober.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, absolutely, we got it. All right. So anyway, we're going. First of all, thank you two for a very fun-filled evening. We'll be talking about this one for a while. T-shirts and hashtags and memes to follow. What do you think? Like that. So, but they're gonna start. Yeah, they're gonna start pre-fishing now for October.
My
So
new sponsor.
there you go. So you see how it's been. But anyway, guys,
All right, take us home, big
I'm
boy.
going. Listen, I'm speechless, kind of like that. But anyway, all right, guys, listen. Thank you for watching this episode of the Livewell. We hope you had as good of a time as we did. It was very entertaining. Again, there's a couple guys, sitting back there watching, and you guys are always welcome on Thursday nights to come sit, kind of backing around. Sometimes we'll throw you on the camera and stuff like that. But
Bring fried chicken.
bring fried chicken like that. But very funny. We got some information, but we had some good information, but we had some good laughs and like that. So, you guys, hey, share it around, tell everybody about the Livewell. And again, if you're going out this weekend, be safe and have a good time. We hope you catch all that you want, guys. Tuesday night, I expect a fishing report from both of you guys if you're going to go do a little fishing. and
I'm
stuff.
probably not going to fish at all.
Okay,
this
well,
weekend.
I
I'm
wanna
gonna
give
probably
it-
hang out.
Okay,
at the
well, you
house
hang out.
and do
I'm going to Tennessee up on the Kentucky border. in
Don't
Rusty
call
Cabin.
Danny. He said they don't have no Wi-Fi.
I have no Wi-Fi,
cell.
no service. I will not know who won the UNC Duke game until I get back into Georgia sometime. Amanda ain't watching it by now. She's asleep. Like
Hell,
that,
just
Who's she for?
text Eric Church.
she
he'll
ain't.
tell you.
I just didn't tell her. He's from North Carolina for sure. All I wanted to do this weekend was watch that game. But we're going out, and I'm gonna do the right thing by my woman. I'm going.
No, watch the game.
I can't watch
Good
it.
man.
Seriously,
Oh, yeah, you ain't
I
gonna
can't.
see
No
You ain't
TV.
gonna hang out with your lady.
Hey, we got running water. That's about it where we're going. So that's it. But anyway, guys, hey, listen, Tuesday night, if you fish this weekend and you watch this show, hey, throw us a bone, throw us a fishing report so we can share it out with our community on Tuesday night at 8:00 on our Facebook group page. And again, Livewell next week. I don't even know what to say. It's been a hell of an evening. We've had a lot of fun, a lot of laughs, and that's kind of what we don't try to take ourselves too serious here. We have some fun with it. And again, thank you to Rachel Collins with 400 Homes.
We apologize.
No, listen, she's cool. She's cool with it. So she's cool. So
We apologize.
it was perfect. It was perfect. We will see you guys next week. You guys be safe.